How it sounds, gurus go ghost when the red comes around. Feed on the fear like a feast in a drought. Buy the dip, yeah, I'm selling them out. Options are whether they foam at the bid. Premium screaming, I'm feeding the pit. They're praying for mercy, I'm placing the bed. A beautiful mess that I'll never regret. One bad decision from losing it all, but God do I love when I'm back to the wall. Knife edge ballet on a line made of cause. I slip, I fall, every load I evolve. Tick, tick, hit the metronome split. Counting down every bad little hit. Click, 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 hit the dopamine drip. Double down, let it all fucking rip.
Sell it, break it, flip it, beat it, squeeze it, pack it, ship it. Levels, levels, I'm stacking the levels. Built me a throne out of unrealized gains. Levels, levels, I dance with the devils. They whisper my losses and call them my name. Levels, levels, no need to be careful. Pain is our currency, love is a game. Never stop, never say, never say.
Oh, brother, oh, brother, oh, brother. Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome back to another episode of the Matt Kohrs Show, where I'm Matt, your Kohrs, and together we might be able to figure out this show. It is a beautiful Tuesday, the 24th, I want to go with. I'm going to lock it in. What is the 24th for 500, please? I think that's the right day. I think that's the right date. I'm a little confused because I don't necessarily believe in the Gregorian calendar, but for those of you who do, I guess it's actually, no, that wouldn't even be the Gregorian calendar. That's more of a seasonal thing. But anyway, it's about to be spring. I believe this Friday, we're officially in a new season. So I'm hoping that we have a little bit more warmth, a little bit more sunshine, and a little bit more opportunity in the markets, because thus far, really from December till now, it's been nothing but sideways. I guess recently you can argue it's a little bit more of downward action. And then yesterday we see a little bit of relief just for that to get faded overnight anyway. So here we are, kind of still stuck in neutral, not having the best idea of what in the world this market actually wants to do. So from a swing trading perspective, this year's been a nightmare. From a day trading perspective, Well, I guess that comes back to how good of a day trader are you actually. So hopefully we can make a couple shekels today, a little bit of some dinero, if you will. My job this morning is to kind of prep you guys up with all the breaking news between yesterday, last night, and early this morning. I have a couple updates in terms of individual equities. That's going to be a quick session. And then from there, of course, I'll be breaking down all the major levels and my personal trading plan for the day today. But more importantly than that, as I appreciate you joining me at the butt crack of dawn. Folks, we're up before the farmers. It is 9:05 in the morning. Thank you. I appreciate you guys being here. You guys are the absolute best. And hopefully we all have a little bit of good karma on our side to be able to see if we can crush it in the market today. I just saw someone saying that it's skipping in Rumble. Rumble chat, can I get a quick thumbs up? Thumbs down? Is it okay over there? I just want to make sure, because I know we've been having some server issues connecting to Rumble. Actually, whether you're watching on Rumble, YouTube, or Facebook, can I get a thumbs up if everything is okay? It is occasionally stuttering, skipping. Some skips halfway good. Just it's skipping. What is the bit rate can it just not handle the bit rate? That might be why. It might not be able to handle the bit rate we are pushing. Stream video. Hang on. I'm just trying to double check what we are outputting right now. 16,000. Rumble should be able to handle 16,000. I mean, I know with Rumble Studio, people were pushing 100,000. Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to change bitrate during the stream. It's something that you have to change in between streams. So I'm going to put a note down now to lower the bit rate and see if that helps anything for either later this afternoon or for tomorrow. So on Rumble, if it is a little bit of an issue, just go to Facebook, go to YouTube for the day if it gets annoying. But I'm going to write this down to maybe alter things a little bit here, a little bit, because maybe that'll fix the issue going forward. So I do think it's maybe potentially bit rate related. So I do appreciate that. Actually over there, on the YouTube side, are you guys good? Matt, you good on Facebook, but MySpace isn't? Okay, so the MySpace stream is down. That sucks. Okay, perfect on YouTube over there. Okay, so YouTube's good, and I'm seeing that Facebook is good as well. Okay, cool. I do appreciate those checks. Obviously, I want to deliver the best show I possibly can. So when you guys give me that type of feedback, it does help me, I guess in a certain sense, get my shit together. Do you know who needs to get their shit together? The stock market. Stock futures are little change after Monday's relief rally. Traders eye latest developments in Iran. And by little change, they actually mean kind of red. So slowly but surely, the S&P 500 is going down. Pre-market trading, it is down 0.5%. Looking at the NASDAQ, it is down also 0.5%. Oil is up to 92 a barrel, up 4%. And Bitcoin's just kind of chilling just below 71. So not really the most movement there. Early in the session right now, 5-minute, 10-minute, 30-minute are actively breaking down, literally as we speak here on the NASDAQ, 5-minute, 10-minute, 30-minute. So even though regular trading hours hasn't technically gone dingity ding, 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 right now the bears are, in the short term, they definitely have a little bit more of control. And looking at the overall picture, I would actually argue in the daily chart they do as well. We have lower highs and lower lows. By definition, that is a bearish trend. That is the literal definition of a bearish trend, is when you have lower highs and lower lows, it means you are trending down. So, and even this, recently we swept some of these lows. So situation not necessarily looking the best. But with that in mind, I believe there actually could be an upside gap fill today, depending on, literally in real time right now, we are continuing to go down and we will be opening below the low of yesterday, which means, yes, folks, there is an upside gap fill in play. I guess technically an upside gap fill we should make green. I don't know why I called these red before. So there are two within close proximity on the S&P 500. Once again, if you've never heard of this concept of a gap fill play, it is live today. Yesterday, The low of the day on the actual S&P 500 was right here, this number, 6565.55. If the market were to open right now, this exact second, we would be opening up at 6538. So about a 20-point upside gap fill on the S&P 500. A little bit more, honestly. And that's about $2.50 on the SPY, roughly. If you're looking for the equivalent levels on the SPY, the low from yesterday is 65394, and on the Qs, it is 585.96. I want to call those out right now because that's not a guaranteed play. I don't want anyone thinking they should be betting the farm on that type of a play. But for all day traders, scalp traders, anyone who's really like worth their weight, they know that that's a high odds play. Is it a guaranteed play? No, there's no such thing as a guaranteed play in the market. But the odds of that upside gap fill, the first one getting hit today, is in excess of like 85%, maybe even 88%. So very, very likely that at some point today, we do revisit the lows from yesterday. Now, am I making any commentary on it continuing from there? No. I'm just literally saying at some point today, very, very good chance of the Qs hitting 58596, very good chance of the SPY hitting 65394, and a very good chance of SPX hitting 6565. We'll just call it 6566, make our life a little bit easier. So just wanted to share that with all of you, like just the developments that we're seeing very early in pre-market. And bummer for me, I did actually have an early morning short that I got knocked out of right here. I got knocked out at 8:53. So unfortunately, the market gods came for me. And if I just had my stop a little bit above, I would have been able to ride this all the way down. So whatever, I can't complain because I did make pretty much $1,000 per account. Once again, the trade was right here. I went short at 8:16. I went short another contract at 8:30. I unloaded one at break even just to lower my risk on the situation. And then I rode all the way down. And on this pop up, I wanted to have a kind of more of a tight trailing stop. And unfortunately, it was just a little bit too light. I got knocked out at 305. The height of this bounce was 307. So literally, I just needed 2.5 more points of wiggle room, and I would have been able to ride this baby all the way down to, I guess, 205 at the most extreme. So I can't complain. I mean, green is green, but it's one of those like, shucks types of moments. But anyway, I did take a trade. Well, I guess technically 2 trades in pre-market, and literally it was just, I'm trading with momentum. Obviously, we are trending downwards. It got rejected at VWAP, loaded up some contracts, had tight risk, and hey, was able to make whatever amount of money this is. Obviously, since I've already hit my $250 goal on Lucid, I am done with those today. There's no advantage in me continuing to trade them. I just need my $250 per day, and that's what you need for 5 days in a row to be able to get a payout. So I am done with Lucid today. If you see me trading these Lucid accounts, it is 100% an accident. And other than that, I still have my 5 FFNs. I could technically trade these up to 2.5K, so I can make another 1.5. On Tradeifys, I'm looking to just pass them, so they do have a 40% rule, so I can't exceed 3.6 thousand on those. On the take profits, these are new pro accounts, PRO, so they're funded, so I could actually trade them to my heart's desire. Like if I have a runner, I have a runner, but I do need to be careful because that's an unrealized drawdown measurement, and I've already given back $800 from this bounce to there on that, so I ate into about a good 18% of my buffer. And then on Legends, these are funded Legends. I actually have no idea what the rules are for those funded accounts, so that's probably something that I should look into. So that is the skinny on the situation, a little bit of weakness early in the morning, and it has to do with this. Israel presses on with Iran strikes at full intensity. So even though we were told things are calming down, they're very much not calming down. Iran strikes persist even as Trump claims talks to end war. And as that's happening, like I said, tensions are getting worse. Gulf states edge toward joining the fight against Iran. So as much as we were told that this is going to be a 5-day break, everything's going to be hunky-dory, we're going to sing Kumbaya, obviously the opposite is happening.
Let's bring in Jumana Basechi in Dubai. I mean, Jumana, trying to get to the facts of what is going on here, really difficult. On the one hand, you've got Iran has a history of dragging out these negotiations and not perhaps behaving in good faith with the rest of the world. On the other hand, you have the United States run by a president who likes to surprise and has a history of doing that. Very difficult to assess the state of things.
That is right, Anna. But let me unpack the initial post that President Trump put up yesterday before the market opened, I should say. The first bit is that he had instructed the Department of Defense to not conduct any attacks on Iranian civilian infrastructure on those power plants for at least 5 days. And I will tell you, for the people in the region, and of course I'm based in Dubai, this actually has come as a relief because of the potential for Iranian reprisals also on power plants in this part of the world too. So that is one part of the post. And of course, the second part of the post, he refers to constructive conversations that he's been having with the Iranians. Now, the question then becomes, who exactly has he been talking to? And the contradictions came through pretty quickly soon afterwards from Iranian state media. The Speaker of the House said that there were no direct negotiations taking place. But what we have learned over the last
This is why there
12
wasn't
hours
much
is that
follow
there
through
have
yesterday
been
in terms of the
several
bullish price
mediation
action.
attempts at play coming through from the likes of Turkey, from Egypt, from Pakistan, Oman, and other Gulf nations as well, trying to resume the diplomatic channels to bring down the temperature. So this is what we understand is taking place. Also this morning, the Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi did have a call with his counterpart in Egypt, again, to discuss the situation in Iran. So whether this is going to yield anything, whether it's President Trump buying some time, again, big question marks, but it did, of course, impact the markets. Now, what I will say is it is day 25 of this war. And
25 already.
The operations are still ongoing.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Israeli military strikes throughout Iran overnight. Some reported strikes near nuclear facilities have taken place, so we understand that limited damage was caused there. And in retaliation, Iran continues to strike back, once again sending projectiles towards Saudi Arabia that were intercepted, over Kuwait, over Bahrain. We understand an AWS center was also targeted in Bahrain.
They're going to piss off Bezos. Bad decision.
As well, and missile strikes being targeted towards Tel Aviv. So we're still very much in the middle of the war. And one last thing that I will leave you with, let's not forget that the U.S. are also sending 2,500 Marines, ground troops, to the region. They're on their way there. And New York Times reporting that they're also weighing up the possibility of sending more than 2,000 airborne officers to the region.
There is a bet
too.
on Kalshi and Polymarket for boots on ground, I think by the end of April. So I think the likelihood of that bet is starting to uptick for sure. Okay, where are we at? The market is taking a little bit of a hit right now. Do I want to take this trade? 50, I'm short at 50. That's 400. Do I want to take this trade? It looks so enticing. It is 9:17. That's a bit of an odd time to trade, no? Oh, I'm really, really tempted to take this trade right now. I mean, it's with trend. We popped. It's starting to fail. The risk isn't that bad. Granted, if we run up to VWAP, there is the upside gap fill. I guess that is something to be mindful of. Oh, this is tempting. This is tempting. Do I want it? Do I want it? Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. The risk really isn't that bad. It's with trend. Oh, but is there going to be a random pop right at market open? Is there going to be a random drop right at market open? I'm so... If I'm wrong, I'm basically giving back all my gains on the day. Because like if it pops, it's going to 300 and that's going to be giving back everything that I made. We're doing
Order
it.
filled.
We're doing it. 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 Win in Rome. Win in Rome. Oh, brother, oh, brother, oh, brother, oh, brother, oh, brother. We're trading with trend. Risk really isn't that bad. I could cut it earlier. I'm just a little bit worried about what happens. What happens if right at market open, it's a brutal bounce, like a 100-point bounce. I guess I just need to be quick to draw right at market open. So as we are getting closer to market open, make sure I am actively paying attention to these positions because I might need to manage something. But anyway, tensions not looking the best. Oil rises with Brent climbing back above 100 as optimism fades over the Iran war de-escalation. It's quickly fading because basically yesterday at 7:05 in the morning, we got some good updates specifically from Trump on his Truth Social of, hey, we're making progress. And not too long after that, we got updates from Iran saying, we're not talking with anyone. What are you talking about? So there was a bit of confusion. And as you can see in the recent movement, we are just now, we're not completely giving back the full pop. So the market is basically pricing in a 50-50 shot that we are talking to someone because we're literally 50% retracement. But I think it gets pretty suspect if we give back this entire pop. So I do want to call out that I am uniquely watching. Let's make this blue. I don't want this to get confused with anything else. From a technical standpoint, this low, this is literally where we were at before the Trump announcement. So if the market fades it all the way back there, roughly 643 on SPY, roughly 576 on QQQ, that gives you the market's opinion on what the hell is happening. So obviously something to pay attention to. The other thing to pay attention to today is at 9:45, 15 minutes into the trading day, 15 minutes into the trading day, we are getting the PMI for manufacturing and services. So once again, right after market open. Tomorrow, there's nothing really scheduled, and really for the remainder of the week, there's nothing scheduled. Of course, at any point, we could get an update on the Iran situation, and there's also a lot of scheduled Fed speakers, so that might be something worthwhile to pay attention to. On Friday at 10 a.m., there is a consumer sentiment, but there's no like major FOMC or inflation or anything like that. With respect to individual companies, there are some earnings. I don't think you guys are going to care like much about these. So I just wanted to share the list just in case you happen to be trading some. But what I find more interesting is still some of these updates that we're getting in the world of AI. And I have a question for all of you. Anthropic says Claude can now use your computer to finish tasks for you in AI agent push. My question for you is, how many of you right now in your own trading are using AI? Whether it's tool development, strategy development, analysis. I'm just curious out of like my own audience. I am literally at the point, like I literally use AI every single day, whether I ask it random medical questions or if it's trading or trading development. I haven't been too much into using agents. Like I'm trying to wrap my head around it, but I'm by no means some sort of like expert level user when it comes to agent development. But the other, I guess, aspects and tools that are afforded to us from Claude and ChatGPT, I am using all of the time. And I was just wondering, like, specifically for trading, are you guys using it for either like data analysis or to write Ninja script for you guys every single day for almost every decision? I like to waste water every single day. Just use CL to write a couple bots in Python. Nice. Yes, I have to track my monthly investments. I've used it every day. I use it for tracking and analysis. Interesting. Okay. So you guys are kind of in a similar vein as me. We're kind of using it, but we're not like the most hardcore users, like to the point of using agents. But if you ask me, I mean, I think there's going to be a big split coming up in the world of retail traders, where you're going to have a subset of people doing uniquely well, and it's all data and analysis backed and it's run by AI, and then you're gonna have a group of retail traders who are just like shooting from the hip, who are gonna eventually fail. But I think the retail traders who are the early adopters of using AI in the world of trading are going to be massively rewarded. Obviously, just my own thoughts and opinions, like I don't have a crystal ball here, but just like kind of reading these tea leaves, I see that very much going that way. But I do have something kind of crazy to report to all of you. Risk appetite among retail investors is plummeting, aka you guys, myself, my audience, the retail community. We're all becoming a bunch of big babies. Retail trading activity as a percentage of total stock volume is down 8%, the lowest since Q3 of 2024. This percentage has nearly halved since November 2025 peak of 15%. By comparison, the 2021 meme stock mania high was 11.5. Retail market participation is now in line with levels seen during 2020 pandemic and 2022 bear market. Meanwhile, zero DTE options volume as percentage of the total is down to 57%, the lowest since Q1 of 2025. Retail is rushing to the sidelines. So say what you want, But retail's turning into a bunch of girly traders now. All the degeneracy that I thought we were all so happy about, all of a sudden, we're not doing as well as we thought we were doing. Or maybe it's because we're doing better and we're becoming more reasonable, I guess. There's two ways to look at it. Maybe we're not doing such degenerate zero DTE stuff, but I suppose time will tell. So just wanted to share that. If you haven't already, sign up for the newsletter. It's in the description of the video. My mod will put it in chat. It is 100% free. You've never had to pay for this. You never will have to pay for this. There's no upsells or anything like that. Every single Sunday to your email inbox, you'll get a breakdown of the market, cheat sheet for earnings, cheat sheet for all the major macroeconomic events, and then the seasonality for each day. Yesterday, over the past 3 decades worth of data, you can see seasonally it was just neutral. Today's actually a little bit more bullish. Over the past 27 years worth of data, the bulls have won this day 61% of the time, a nice 11% edge with a profit factor of 2.27. And you could see there was 2 particular years where this day was really, really bullish. So 2 out of 27 is kind of the whole thing. So it's bullish, but it's not like the most evidently bullish one we've ever seen. So just want to share that with you. Tomorrow's neutral, Thursday's bullish, and Friday's actually bearish. So a lot of choppiness in the world of what is happening with respect to seasonality, which is kind of normal for this time of the year. This time, we don't have that strong as seasonal influences. So just want to share that. Like I said, I give this information away for free. So just sign up for the newsletter, mattkohrs.locals.com. It's also in the description of the video, and my mod will throw it in chat. And then that brings us to specifically today. Here's a look at the current setup. If the market were to open right now, we'd be opening around 6540. So obviously a decent size sell-off from the high or the low of yesterday. So the upside gap fill to 65, what was it, 66. So we have about 25 points of upside for that gap fill. We're finding a little bit of positive gamma right here. So if the market can get above and hold above 6550, obviously not only would I be looking for the upside gap fill, but 6580s and play in 6600 key psychological level. However, if we snap 6525, this is a very important support. And if we don't hold that, we're talking about 6,500. So obviously, I have all those levels like already mapped out. We're opening roughly where my cursor is. So yes, be mindful of the upside gap fill. We have key support at 525. And then if we break down, it's a big if statement. If we break down, I'm then looking at 6,500. Now on the flip side, if we get going and we hold 550, of course, upside gap fill. And then from there, I'm looking at the red to green test, which is basically where we closed yesterday at 6,581. So obviously that's my bull case. That's my bear case. Yes, I do have I'm human. I have a bias. My bias right now is bearish because of price structure, momentum, and options flow. But really, I'm not married to that at all. I'm going to trade, especially on the intraday time frame, I'm going to trade with whichever way we're going. I'm a trend following trader. So I always map out my bull case and my bear case. And then whichever one seems to be more realistic, that's the one I play. Sometimes I do it. And generally that's when I'm trading my worst is when I have such a strong opinion on my bias and I refuse to admit if I'm wrong. Those are the times that I really get messed up. Other than that, I think it's more helpful to be reactive rather than predictive. Right now, if you're trying to predict today will be a bullish day, today will be a bearish day, well, congrats, you're going to be right half of the time. The other half of the time, you're going to get your ass handed to you. So I don't necessarily enjoy losing all my money in the market. And I find that I do far, far better in the market when I just go with whatever the generic trend is. And if you're sitting there thinking, Matt, I really need help understanding how to identify trend, whatever time frame you care about, probably one of the first things you can do is just look at the highs and the lows. Are the highs and the lows both getting higher? That's bullish. Are the highs and the lows both getting lower? That's bearish. Are the highs getting lower and the lows getting higher? That's consolidation. And are your highs getting higher and your lows are getting lower? Well, that's an expansion pattern that absolutely sucks to trade. So just completely avoid that. So especially if you're new, I think that's a very, very good starting point is just whatever time frame you care about, or maybe you care about multiple time frames. Identify the highs, identify the lows, and ask yourself, which way are they trending? And on that note, let me get ready because I am in a position. So I should be, I was green for a second there. Now, I was red, then I was green. Now I'm back to being red. I'm not doing anything too degenerate. I do have only a 1 contract position on, and the market's going to open in about 20 seconds. So, you know what? We have Bitcoin We should be paying attention to oil, Bitcoin, volatility. Here's the setup. Like I said, maybe a recapture of 50, maybe a crack of 25. Please don't forget that at 9:45, 15 minutes into the trading day, we do have PMI services and manufacturing shit. Oh, that's unfortunate. Well, maybe I'll get lucky. Come on. Little fake out. Little fake out. Which way are we going? Which way are we going? We don't need this. Where's my other VWAP? Okay, copy. We're going to paste that. We're going to paste that. All right, cool. I just wanted some of that. So I got an email yesterday asking about everything on my screen, like what are these things? So I know I've said that a million times, but remember, there's always new viewers, so sometimes you're going to hear my explanations and my breakdowns a couple times. But hey, I think it's good reinforcement. So on the screen right now, you're going to see a red dash line and two red dash lines. That is the current intraday high and low. It takes a second to update. You're going to see if I like pivot over here, it just takes a second right there. It moved. So it tracks the high and the low for the first hour. So basically, it's meant to be mapping out the initial balance. So it tracks the current intraday high and low from 9:30 to 10:30, and then after 10:30, it just gets frozen. The blue line is the 50% retracement of that. The other thing you see are three different EMAs, exponential moving averages. It's just the 10, the 20, and the 50. I'm not one of these people that believe for whatever silly reason that like slightly changing your EMA from the 20 to the 21 is going to be the secret to you becoming a phenomenal trader. I just want to know the generic trend. Are we generically trending down? Are we generically trending flat? Or are we generically trending up? So I just use a grouping of them. And honestly, like I said, I use the 10, 20, 50. If you're like, but Matt, I like the 11, 24, 48. Cool. It's going to be roughly the exact same shit. So I wouldn't get your panties in a twist about that. And then the orange dash line is regular trading hours VWAP, while the white dash line is the session VWAP, the volume weighted average price. So those are all the major things that are on my screen. I am really hard pressed to believe that one indicator is the difference between you being a profitable trader and not. There's like in my book, there's no such thing as like one indicator that is the end all be all. If you use it, all of a sudden you're making all this money, and if you don't use it, you're not making any money. I just don't believe that that's real. I don't believe that exists. And if it did exist, people wouldn't just be chit-chatting about it for free, giving it away. They'd be trading on it and making more money than they could possibly make with any, I guess, variant of whatever, marketing, this, that, or the other thing. So don't put that pressure on yourself to be like, oh, I gotta find that exact indicator and the exact setup. No, a lot of it, yeah, like I would say you got to get into more of the science side and kind of like momentum trading, trend following trading, really mean reversion, get the idea of the time of the days, this, that. But then there's a little bit of art to it. And if you're like holding yourself so rigidly to be like, no, it needs to cross the 11 EMA. And like if it crosses the 10, but not the 13, like that's a busted trade. No, it's not that specific of a thing. It really isn't. So right now, I have a bearish position on just because the overnight session was pretty freaking bearish. I was hoping to be out before the market opened. Obviously, that didn't happen. So now I'm hoping that we get a reversal back into my favor. Momentum's still pretty bad. Actually, yeah, it's still very clearly bad. But the one thing that's on my mind is, yes, folks, there is upside gap fills. That is something I have to be mindful of because my trade is in the opposite direction of that. So please understand there is an upside gap fill. That is very important. And also understand that we're going to get a data drop in about 10 minutes at 9:45. It's not like the most important data drop ever, but yeah, it could obviously have an impact. Okay, so the NASDAQ did get the upside gap fill right there. QQQ, which is the NASDAQ ETF, the exchange traded fund tracking NDX, it did get the upside gap fill. So the tech sector got its upside gap fill. The S&P 500 still has some distance to go. And that's exactly why on that rip up right there, there's a little bit of profit taking, most likely people taking, like just saying, hey, cool, I'm in the market for not even 2 minutes today. They made their money. They're probably saying, thanks. time to move on with their life. So I completely understand that. And it looks like there is still some distance to go on the SPY side. And my question is do I want to cut bait now on my trade, or do I want to see if it pops up to VWAP and then just throw in another contract at VWAP, at the session VWAP? Oh, decisions. How do I want to handle this? Do I want to cut bait? I could cut bait and then just throw that order in up there. Once again, I am bearishly biased. Why am I bearishly biased? Because I can see bearish. If you're bullish right now, like, you might end up being right, but right now you would need a true change of trend. So you'd have to get more lucky than anything else. So why am I bearish? Because literally the trend is bearish. It's not that big brain of a thing. In terms of levels, this is more specific for day traders and scalp traders. I'm looking at the overnight high and low. These are taken out in excess of like 85% of the time. So I'm very much looking at the overnight low, which is what? That is 193.5. So we hit that around 1 in the morning East Coast time. So once again, 24,193.5 is the overnight low. So if this starts to break down, which is a big if, hey, I give it a 50-50 shot. We're either going up or we're going down. If we break down, that would be a natural target for me. And obviously 200 being so important, I might just look straight at 200. I'm almost back to being green. I had to take quite a bit of smoke, but let's see how this one pans out for your boy. Almost back to break even. My fill is at 24,240. Here's a look at the situation. Oh, I am back to green. That's cool. You know, I find that I get a lot luckier. What was that overnight low? 193. So what if I put mine at 195?
Order submitted.
So that's a $900 gain, and I'm already up 1,000. So that would put me at 1,900. Do I want to do that, or do I think it's going to break? This trade in itself was already a little bit of a degenerate trade. So maybe if this one could magically get filled, oh, how do I want to handle it? Well, first of all, maybe I'm putting the cart in front of the horse in front of a cart in front of a horse, because we're not even at 200, no less talking about the breakdown of 200. I first need to get back into, is this just a higher low? I need to be, we might have the old cart in front of the horse situation, folks. All right, let's mark out some of these key levels. So recently at 9:09 this morning, we got as low as 205. 200 is a key psychological level. And then the overnight low was here, 193.5 or something like that. So this zone, like these kind of dashes that I have up on the screen, very interesting zone to me. If I had multiple contracts, I would definitely be scaling out one right there. But since I only have on one contract, and I'm thankful I do, because this was a lot of heat to be suffering if I had multiple contracts. But since I only have one, I'm in this like weird question of, do I just want to take my profits here, or do I want to just get the stop to break even? And maybe get lucky with an actual breakdown of support.
Order canceled.
So that's what's going through my mind right now. Oh, how lucky am I feeling today? What is my luck on a scale of 1 to 10? Like, I guess my question to you, lovely audience, is, do I seem lucky today? Like, you guys have watched me for quite a while, so I feel like you guys know the days I do have luck and the days I don't have luck. And if you had, like, what's your best guess? Like, right now, if you had to guess, like, does it seem like I have a lucky aura today, or no, like specifically unlucky? I see no buffalo shirt. That is correct. So right away, I'm not starting out on my luckiest. No, you're wearing your buffalo shirt. I mean, that's just my luckiest shirt, folks. No. Oh, you guys are like all very confident I am not looking lucky today. Oh, shit. Okay, fine. I'll just take it at 195 then. Jesus Christ. Like, you guys were like,
Order
it feels like
submitted.
you're almost personally attacking me right now. Like, you guys are all hyper confident I am not lucky today. Like, holy crap. You guys are all like, get, dude, if you're seeing green, get the fuck out. Like, not one person in chat is saying I look lucky today. All right, I'll just take my profits and I'll go. Jesus, you guys are really coming at me about this one. Like, really coming at me about this one. Not a single person thinks I look lucky today. That's fascinating. Anyway, I am specifically front running the overnight low, and I'm just kind of praying it doesn't bounce right here at 200. That's the name of the game. That's the plan. That's the plan. Is the plan going to work? Is the plan going to work? Is the plan going to work? Holy shit. Come on. I hope I'm not this unlucky.
Order
There we
filled.
go. Dunzo, 1900 locked in. Thanks for playing, folks. Thanks for playing. He does it again. How does he keep getting away with this? How does he keep getting... Folks, is he the luckiest trader ever? Or does he actually know what the fuck he's doing? Is he... Like, what's going on? Is he lucky? Or does he actually know something? I don't know. I don't know if we're ever going to figure it out. But I'm really... I mean, I could just stop right now. I'm really happy with these gains. I mean, I don't really need to do pedal to the metal. I mean... I was already done with Lucid because I only needed 250. I was done with them. On FFN, I can technically trade up to 2.5, but I just don't even know if it's worth it today. Like, I'm already at 1.9. Like, do I really want to risk this just going for an extra 600? The Tradeifys, these are evals. So technically, I could trade these up to 3.6 because they have the 40% consistency. Take profits, these are brand new out of the gate. Honestly, I have the worst luck with take profit. Something about me trading take profit just does not go well. So the fact that I'm green on day one, dude, I could have kept that. You guys told me to get out. This is your fault. I could have still been in here. You guys said, Matt, get out. What are you doing? Look at that. That was another 50 points. These could have all been another $1,000. I'm going to be sending you guys a Venmo request. You guys were all so fucking sure. You're like, you're unlucky, don't do it. You don't. Well, in a weird way, you're right. Actually, if you really think about this, you guys are right. Because you guys all came in and you said, Matt, you're going to be unlucky today. So I locked it in and I was unlucky because it ripped all the way down. So chat, you got me. Yeah. Chat, you guys got me. You are technically right. I was unlucky. I took the profits. It vomited another 50 points. Damn. You guys are good. You guys, I see the game you guys are playing, and I kind of applaud it. You guys were right. I should have been more specific with my question. I didn't define how I was going to be unlucky. I just asked you, did I have a lucky aura? And you guys said no. That's on me. I will ask a better question moving forward. So I can't be mad at all. You guys were 100% spot on. And really, the issue's on me for not asking a better question. Damn, you guys are good. You guys are good. I like it. I appreciate it. Anyway, in about 2 minutes, we're getting another data drop. So we did take out the overnight low. Interesting to note. We are bouncing off of 25. That is a key level. And I believe our boy Rick Santilli is about to be live. So let's see if we could get a good day of Rickin'. A good day of Rickin'.
And there it is. It explains it. And they say there's a high concentration amongst a small number of clients. And even if just a few clients walked away or didn't consent, then Victory wouldn't be obligated to close the transaction. It's as simple as that, at least in the minds of the special committee. They go on to say there's another client that
where's
represents
Rick?
billions of
The
dollars of assets
data drop,
that told the
services,
special committee
manufacturing
that it was
PMI
previously
coming
a
out in
client
less than 60
of a
seconds.
firm
That's
that was
why we're
acquired by
listening to
Victory
this.
and doesn't want to go through it again.
What
So
is the
would
line in the
basically
sand?
not consent.
The line in the sand is 51.5 and 52, so they are looking for growth in both manufacturing and services. This is the S&P Global PMI data drop coming out in
the victory side is we had
30
one
seconds.
32-minute meeting, 1 hour-long meeting. We were never able to get into the specifics of how we were addressing these concerns around consents, and as well addressing concern around how they'll get the shareholder vote, given Peltz would vote his 21% against, not to mention maybe even try and solicit against as well.
10 seconds.
And so, Jim,
5
I don't know where that
seconds.
leaves us other
Where's our
than
boy
looking
Rick?
like Nelson
Give us
Peltz
Rick or give us death.
is likely to be victorious here at 52, but you did get another $3.
Whoa,
It wasn't
that's a weird print.
A case of the special committee saying we may deem their offers
Little
superior,
drop, little
Nelson, you
pop,
better
little
raise.
drop.
It was simply Nelson
A lot
raising
of
in
trades
part
hit the tape.
because he's got to get the vote himself.
We just kind of
with the deal, and
violently going
ISS
nowhere.
Maybe to say yes. The ISS meetings are actually happening very soon.
All right, little
And
positivity
ISS,
there.
Shareholder proxy advisory firm does still figure prominently in these kinds of votes.
Is it going to hold, though?
When Nelson was initially saying you didn't
Dude,
really need
get
to raise
Jimbo
this
Cramer
victory,
off
was
the
illusory.
airways. Give us Rick.
This is a windfall for shareholders.
Yes.
Give us
clearly,
Rick.
he needed to raise if he was hoping to get the shareholder vote. What has also been made clear, at least from this letter,
I'm about
and
to
things
have
can
a
change,
grand mal
is
seizure
that right
if they
now
don't
think
give
Victory
us
has
Rick.
a shot at all of answering the special committee's concerns around both consent.
All right, so we
and
did
as well
get the upside gap
shareholder
on the
vote.
cues. We still have not on the
When I
spot.
spoke to Nelson about his position several
Dude.
times, he said these are some of the most undervalued companies in the universe.
All right, I'll get the numbers for everyone.
Take it that
I'll
there
do
was
CNBC's
a lot of
job.
value.
All right,
These
so
have been
we saw a
long
beat
trades,
on the
but it looks
manufacturing
like
side,
when
and we
you put
saw
it
a
in
miss
play,
on the
holy cow.
services
And
side,
by the
but
way,
still
little
both were
different
above
for
50, so both
private
saw
credit.
growth.
Yes,
It's just the
these are,
services
these
didn't
are
grow as much as they
public equity
anticipated.
Yeah, you
funds largely.
killed this. You killed the private credit companies.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. All right, we got some economic data crossing the tape. Rick Santelli has it for us. Rick.
Yeah, Rick.
Yes, David, indeed. These
Good
are
day.
March preliminary reads on S&P Global PMIs, manufacturing
Rick's in
service,
chat,
and
folks.
composite. In a couple weeks, they'll fine-tune it a bit. We're expecting 51.5 on manufacturing. Comes in better at 52.4. That'll be the best level since October, sequentially higher than 51.6. But if you look at services,
And we're popping.
exactly the
We're right
opposite.
back at the 50%
51.1,
retracement
less
of
than
the
52
day's high and
expected,
low thus
sequentially
far,
lower than
and we're almost at the regular
51.7,
trading
the
hours
lowest level since
VWAP.
April of last year.
So I'm curious
And the
if we're gonna get
composite,
rejected right here. This is a key
51.4,
level.
Same as services, less than expected, less than our last look at 51.9, comes in at 51.4, lightest since April of last year. So manufacturing actually is the best of breed in this trio, which is a
Best
bit
of
unusual.
breed.
We see 2-year and
Rick's best of
10-year
breed.
yields are up a little bit more than a handful of basis points, and we are
Is Rick your
definitely paying
daddy?
close
Dude, I
attention
wish.
to that very psychological level above the market
Papa.
at 4.5% in
Papa.
a 10-year, with the trigger point below the market around 4.30%. Squawk on the Street will return after some messages from our sponsors.
Well, we're not listening to them. We don't listen to sponsors unless it's Funded Futures Network. Shout out to FFN, pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video. Pleased to report, I just got my first payout ever from them. It was $10,000, but there's an 80-20 split, so I have 5 accounts. My 5 FFN accounts are these ones right here, the 7 PVs, 7 PVs, 7 PVs, 7 PVs, 7 PVs, 7 PVs. That's just like what they denote as their funded accounts. So those are my FFN accounts. I've been with them for a bit. I don't know why it's taken me this long to get a payout, but it has. And finally, I got a $10,000 payout, $8,000 of which was mine. Got that payout on the 19th. And they're actually running a pretty sick deal. So if you use that code Goonie, not only do you get 40% off, but it's a BOGO deal. So when you buy one, you get one. So the cost for the first one is a 40% discount, but it's even better than that because when you buy one, you get one for free. So if you want to check that out, it is pinned to the top of chat. It's in the description of the video, or you could just go to fundedfuturesnetwork.com and just use that code Goonie. Once again, 40% off, BOGO, and no activation fee. So if you're a person who specifically likes to trade with 2 different accounts, this is a gnarly deal because your second one is free. There's no activation fee for either of them. And the first one's still a 40% discount. So if you're a person who, like I said, likes 2 accounts, check them out. They are rolling out new types of accounts. So I do implore you to check out the rules and obviously use the ones that are best for you and your trading style. Personally, I like the OG 150K accounts, but that's just because it does best with my trading style. It is the slowest to get funded because you have to trade for at least 7 days. But if you don't mind that, it doesn't bother me that much. Now, if you're a little bit more of no, I really want to get ripping with it, they do have express ones as well, express and standard. So like I said, check them out. But this deal is going to apply to all of it. So 40% off, buy one, get one, no activation fee. Use that code Goonie, pinned to the top of chat and in the description of the video. And once again, shout out to them. Finally got my first payout, and I'm not too far away from my second payout. Actually, I could do math on that. What is 40% of 2,600? 2,600 times 0.4. No, divided. 2,600 divided by 0.4. So I need to make 6,500. So 2,600 plus 1,900, 4,500. Okay, so I need to make another 2K or something, and then I'll get another $10,000 payout. But I do need to divvy those profits up among different trading days. So that's the deal on the 7 PVs. Once again, that is FFN, Funded Futures Network. Obviously, I'm trading with Lucid, I'm trading with Tradeify, I'm trading with Take Profit, I'm trading with Legends, and the one also that I'm trading with that you don't see on the screen right now is Apex, and the reason I'm not trading with them is because my account is still under review for that $1 million payout. So I already saw the question a lot from people today. I'm still waiting. Trust me, folks, when I find out that I'm becoming a millionaire, you're gonna know. I think I might do a personal telegram to all of you in here. What's the grams where for Valentine's Day and Christmas and stuff, and people show up and they sing a song and they dance, whatever that is. I'm individually coming to all of your houses and I'm doing a little bit of a jig for all of you. So you're gonna know. Trust me. If I have a financially life-changing moment like that, I'm not going to be keeping quiet about it. I'm not going to be keeping quiet about it at all. You will know. I will tell you. I'm going to have handwritten letters for all of you. A strippergram? Yeah. You guys are all going to be getting a strippergram. Says Goonie code not found. Make sure you are typing it in properly because Goonie will work. Are you on this? I promise you, Goonie works. I don't know, capitalize it, or you probably didn't type it in properly, but Goonie works for sure. Or I guess, I don't know, maybe there's tech. Has anyone tried to use Goonie today on Funded Futures Network? Can someone confirm if it worked for them? Someone's saying it does not work, but I mean, it worked yesterday. Let me see. I could double check to see if there's any tech issues or something like that. I don't think there is, though. Does it matter the plan? No, it should be in any of them. It should be any plan. You should be able to get 40% off, buy one, get one, no activation fee. Goonie should apply to all of them. Apex work. It should work on Apex. Basically, I have a code on any of these. If I'm trading with them, the code Goonie should work for them. So for the plan, no, it doesn't matter. It should be the great way to get signups. I didn't mean it like that, sign up. I meant more of, did someone already try to use it today? I wasn't saying go out and buy one now. I mean, if you want to buy one and use my code, awesome. If you don't, maybe I'll convince you to do it a different time. I didn't mean to do it in terms of gun to your head, you gotta sign up, you gotta do it, and you gotta do it now. I'm just not that aggressive of a marketer. I mean, maybe one of these days I'll do it. Sorry, I was on My Funded Futures. Yeah, I don't use them. If they changed a couple things up and ran their company slightly differently, I would be considering it. But given the current state of operations, not only their rule set, but also the people they've partnered themselves with, and also some of the behavior of representatives of the company, they are on my do not use list. So do not use them. I don't use them. is what I'm trying to say. If you want to use them, hey, dude, have at it. Don't let me get in the way of you making some dinero if you can do it. I'm not here to stop you if you think it's good. FFN needs to get Tradeovate. Yeah, they're not partnered with Tradeovate, but they are partnered with Rhythmic. So if you already have a Tradeovate set up, it's pretty easy at that point to get a Rhythmic set up. My question is this bounce about to fail? That's what I'm looking at. How, like, we already have the double bottom on the SPY and the Qs right here. The question is it a double bottom like W recovery, or is it just another lower high that's about to puke? Here's a look at the options flow on Mag 7, not so good. S&P 500, it is recovering. What about on the NASDAQ? The NASDAQ is not looking so good. All right, looks like we're coming for the third distinct test. Yeah, just here, let me zoom out. You can see it a little bit better. It's just getting a little bit more lethargic. We started today off somewhat decently, popped up, it crashed, we popped up, got rejected right at the 50% retracement, double bottom, and now the giant question mark, is it a double bottom like George W recovery? Or is it a bouncing ball and we bounce less and less each time and we're losing that momentum and we end up cracking 134 and we vomit straight down to 100? 10 a.m. reversals for the win. Yeah, I mean, that's something to call out. I'm not saying it happens every single day, but over the past couple weeks, it does seem as if we see 10 a.m. reversals a lot more. So is it something that I bet on every single day? No, but it's something that I'm definitely mindful of every day. Because it just, we're seeing it so commonly. It feels like 2 to 3 trading days every single week. There's an abrupt change of trend somewhere between 9:55 and 10:15. Can you sell premium on any of these prop firms? On Vanquish, you can. So selling premium is for options trading. You can't sell premium in the world of futures. You can sell it on futures contracts, but none of these. What you're seeing here is just for futures trading. So if the answer is yes, but you'd have to just get with the right firm. And the right firm to do that is Vanquish. Vanquish is a SIMD-funded options firm. It's also in the description of the video. But you wouldn't be able, these ones are just for like straight up trading futures. Like what you are seeing on the screen right now is the futures market for the NASDAQ. So it's basically perfectly in line with the NASDAQ right here. So NQ will have the same movement as QQQ. ES will have the same movement as SPY, as the same movement as SPX. They're all measuring the same thing. They're just on a different market. So SPX and NDX are the actual indices. SPY and QQQ are the ETF tracking those indices. ES and NQ are the futures contract tracking those indices. So basically, SPX is SPY, is ES. NDX is QQQ, is NQ. They're all just the same thing, just one is the actual index, one is the ETF, and then one is the futures contract. So different markets, different derivative products, different creations. Playing the 25 to 65 gap fill. There is a gap fill on SPX still. It is up to 6565. It is the the upside gap fill is the upside to the low from yesterday. So yesterday's low, Monday, March the 23rd on SPX, the actual index is 6565.55. That's a lot of fives. So people are paying attention to it because with high odds, you commonly do fill the gap the very next trading day. But just because it's high odds doesn't mean it's guaranteed. Sometimes you don't. For example, there's still a gap in the chart all the way up to 6710. From Tuesday, March the 17th to Wednesday, March the 18th, we gapped down. We almost pushed up. It couldn't really get going off of 700, and that gap is still there. So yes, they are commonly quote unquote filled the very next trading day, and the odds of it getting filled within the next 2 trading days is extraordinarily high, but there are examples of it doesn't have to. There's no like rule that it has to. So with that in mind, I just want to let you know that yeah, there is an upside gap fill to 6565, and even if I want to be bearish today, I would feel more comfortable being bearish after the gap fill because I know there's going to be many traders specifically looking for that gap fill. So just wanted to call that out. Folks, if you could do me a gigantic favor, if you haven't already, if you like bullshitting with the community, if you're having a good trading day, bad trading day, if you like my breakdowns, if you hate my breakdowns, if you guys could do me a huge favor and smash that like button, that type of engagement, whether you're commenting, liking, subscribing, turning on your notifications, all that engagement tells the AI overlords that run my life to get this show in front of other people who might be interested. So obviously, it is completely free to you, and it's a gigantic help for me. So if you guys could, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Go to the bell icon, whether you're watching on Rumble, Facebook, or YouTube, and turn on those notifications so you don't miss any of the update videos, so you don't miss any of the streams, so you don't miss any of the, I guess, scenes of me crying in the shower. That's stuff that you just don't want to miss. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you, dog. Moose, I love you. Oddly enough, Moose, I was watching videos of Moose the other day. I think people need a little bit more respect with like how large those animals are. They are titans of the earth. Moose are crazy big, like absolutely gigantic. And I think most of us are just going through life not really appreciating how large moose can be. Dude, I haven't watched you since the AMC and GME days. It's crazy to see how much growth you've had since those days. Oh, my secret is depression. Yeah. I think there's many, many things you can achieve in life if you just like on a deep, deep level hate yourself. I think that's the big, big secret. So some people spend a couple years in Dagestan. Others of us just cry incessantly in the shower for an hour or two a day. There's no real, what's that quote from Marvel with Thor when his family got killed? Like, just really clears the mind, just pure rage, pure anger. Hell yes, lock yourself in your house, close those blinds and let the dishes pile up. It's the best way to become a trader, folks. You too could have depression, I'm crippling paranoia, really poor financial health, and it's all you have to do is start day trading. You too could have everything I have, mental issues included. All you have to do is start slinging some day trading positions. Dishes, amateur, paper cups and plates. I'm getting to the level where I actually might just stop eating, not even deal with plates. No real plates, no fake plates, just quit eating. Any thoughts on RCAT, Matt? First thought, hate the ticker. What the fuck is Red Cat Holdings? I don't know what this is. What's this company do? Provides products, services, and solutions to the drone industry. It also engages in the provision of distributed data storage, analytics, and services for the drone industry. Do you think these were the big brains behind Obama bombing civilians with his drones? Like, do you think, the stock, higher highs, higher lows, strong momentum. Like, I like the setup of the stock, and it is seemingly in an industry that, Obama popularized, and these guys are ripping it ever since. And look, I don't know anything about them. I don't know anything about their fundamentals, but just commenting on the technicals and the setup and my light knowledge of warfare, seems like they're going to do good. Seems like they're primed to attack. But I've never traded them. I've never invested in them. But if I had to trade them right now, like if you're like, Matt, you have to buy it. Yeah, my risk would just be this recent swing low. And I would pray that we get the breakout at 19. And on that breakout, I'd move my stop to break even, or maybe I'd move it to 16 and just see if I can catch a fish. Vanquish also says only long call options and puts. I guess you can't sell premium. Yeah, you can. You just have to get the right account. So on the basic account, you can only go long calls and long puts. But on the advanced account, you can short calls and short puts as well. So just you can. I'm 100% positive you can do it on Vanquish. You just have to get the right account, which means you also have to read. Hey, I got a message that one of you One of you did just buy an account on Funded Futures Network. Luke. I just got in a message that Luke Sparks bought an account. You know what, Luke? DM me on Twitter. Luke, if you are listening right now, I'm going to send you a code for another account because I appreciate someone testing out to see if the code works. So, Luke, DM me on Twitter. I'll send you a code for a whole nother free account. So you bought an account and it's BOGO. So make sure you email them. So you're going to get to a second account. And then I'm going to email you another one. So you're actually going to have 3 accounts now, all for the price of 1. So shout out to Luke. Just shoot me a DM on Twitter. I'll follow up with you later today. And make sure you follow up with them to get your other free account. So basically 2 free accounts, 3 accounts, all for the price of 1. Shout out to Luke. Shout out to Luke. Lucky Luke. I hope he crushes it. I hope he makes a shitload of money. Whoa, oil. Is there some sort of Trump update? Oil's really falling right now. Is anyone seeing any update there? Caesar is generous today. We get bread. Folks, I'm a lot more generous on the days that I make a lot of money and you guys are being nice to me and not hurting my feelings. And then the days that I'm blowing out my accounts, losing my money, and you guys keep telling me that my girlfriend isn't real and she actually isn't from Canada and that's why we don't see her. Those are the days that aren't so bueno. Those are the days that aren't so bueno. All right, so decent recovery thus far as oil is absolutely vomiting. I feel like there has to be some sort of update that we're missing.
For instance, they say that's what's going to happen.
The optimists,
let's see if we can find out what's happening. Walter
that has been what has happened. That is what will
Bloomberg.
happen again. There may be a dislocation, but ultimately more jobs will be created that we can't even imagine. And we certainly all hope that's going to be the case. There still may be some pain, even with the optimistic scenario.
Absolutely. And like
as
that
people
bridge
have to be
where we have to
retrained
reskill.
reskilled and new jobs come into play. All right, let's move back to
All right,
the
it's
broader markets
10:06.
this morning. Oil prices,
There was a
for
bit of a
example, they're rebounding
955
bit
bounce.
today. Of course, they dropped very sharply yesterday. Airlines closely monitoring the movements, given, of course, the importance of that commodity.
Okay, I'm not.
United
What is
CEO
this?
Scott
8
Kirby
minutes
recently
ago,
saying the
UAE
company
serviceman
assumes
killed
oil
while
will
performing
reach
duty during Iranian attacks.
$175 a
Airstrike
barrel,
hits Lebanon
and
coastal
as a result,
area.
It will cut some flights in the short term.
Germany.
He joins us now. It's
Okay,
the first time
I'm not
CNBC
seeing
interview.
any breaking news.
And with him in
These
Los
are just
Angeles
trades.
is our own Phil LeBeau. Phil.
Thank you, David. We are on a United Dreamliner, a brand new Dreamliner with the new Polaris first seats. Scott Kirby, thank you for joining us here today. We're going to talk about this here in just a little bit.
A little bit of a strange vibe, if I'm being honest.
Your comments about planning for higher oil for longer. Yeah. There are more than a few people who sit there and say, come on, $100 a barrel is your assumption through 27? Why?
You know, I
Are flights about to get crazy
through
expensive?
What's happening in the Middle East and how long it's going to take to recover.
Is
even
trade
once
of 8
the
down? Not for me. Can anyone
it seems
confirm
like a
or
reasonable
deny?
assumption
It worked for
us
me.
to make, and so we want to plan for something like that. We hope it's better, but the cost of planning for something like that is pretty small. We're going to do a little less flying than we otherwise would. Willing to leave a little bit of demand on the table if oil prices are lower, but want to be prepared for a scenario where oil prices are higher for
All
longer.
right, this is
Yesterday,
boring. I'm already
Brian's-
massively bored. Decent recovery. We're seeing a pop. Let me show you this. This is kind of important. We are getting a pretty solid pop up to, we're kind of targeting VWAP at this point, 304, and then the intraday high thus far is 317. This might, if we can get above VWAP here, if we can get above this, whatever, 10-point region between 300 and 320, I guess 20-point region, we're looking at that upside gap fill in SPX. That would be the first thing my attention is being brought to. And actually, we might be getting it even earlier. So right here, this red horizontal line is the upside gap fill in SPX 6565.55. And we just got up to 60. So within 6 points, which is about 60 cents on the SPY. The upside gap fill on SPY is technically 653.94. We already got the upside gap fill in QQQ. So if you are playing this bounce, this reversal on NQ, be mindful of VWAP. Be mindful of everything from 300 to 320. If you're playing it on the S&P 500, if you're playing it on ES, please be mindful of the gap fill and don't be surprised if there's some profit taking there. Speaking of which, you could see a bottom here at 950. The delta is popping. Looks like people are selling puts and buying calls. There's actually more put selling than there is call buying on the S&P 500. Looking at the Mag 7, also a decent recovery starting about 5 minutes later at 956, getting a bit of a pop. We just hit a delta high reading on the day. Looking at the NASDAQ, we did get a bottom here at 952 and popping ever since then. So as someone in chat was rightfully pointing out, of like, get ready for the 10 a.m. reversal. Like I said, it doesn't happen every day, but it's seemingly 2 to 3 to maybe even 4 times a week, we do see a clear change in price momentum between 9:55 and 10:15. Like, that seems to be a pretty strange sweet spot where I'm not saying you should be trading on it every day. I don't think it's that strong of a signal, but if you happen to already be in a position, I think it is something you should definitely be mindful of. Definitely be mindful of, like, okay, if this reverses on me, am I out for break even? If I take a hit, how big is the hit? Something like that. I would strongly argue it's something for you to consider right between, like I said, that 9:55, 10:15. Just got a flow alert. Sometimes this does mark the high. Once again, that's just another thing that we've been noticing. Flow alerts on spot gamma are not necessarily bullish or bearish. It just means an outsized amount of trading, like a statistically abnormal amount of contracts is being traded. And this isn't always true, but we kind of do market on big pumps like this. It does seemingly like kind of mark the start of the end of that move, which I wouldn't be so surprised, because guess what? If we might have a little bit more in this for the upside gap fill, we might have a little bit more in this to hit VWAP. So I don't know if I didn't have a bullish position, and just so you guys know, the time to take the bullish position was probably right here at 9:56. I mean, I guess it was a little ballsy to go right before 10, but from a technical perspective, that was the time to play it. You waited for the double bottom. It showed a little bit of strength. You go long at 9:56. You could either risk the 9:54 low or you could risk the 9:52 low. So from a risk reward perspective, this was the setup. Technical breakout. You're playing off the double bottom. You're mindful of the fact that there's an upside gap fill. Whether you're right or wrong, and you don't know if you're going to be right or wrong until after it happens. It's more of the commentary that on this pop, 956, 957, you had very minimal risk. It goes a little bit, takes out this previous high. You get your stop to break even. It's a freebie play, and you get to ride it all the way up, potentially to here for free, stops at break even. So obviously, I didn't do that because I played this sell-off right here, this breakdown at 939. So I got to play that one down, but that's how I would have played that reversal. And remember, obviously, this is a little bit of cherry picking because we already know that the market went up. But even if I were to hide this, my entire point here is you had a technical breakout. And what I care about is the fact that your risk was so close. I mean, granted, the very next bar could have been a red bar and that knocks you out. It's more of commentary on the fact that your risk was very, very low. That's the entire point. You have a 50-50 shot. If you are day trading, if you are scalp trading, the next bar being green or red literally is a 50-50 opportunity. In short-term trading, there's referred to, at least from a math perspective, there's a lot of noise. There's a lot of random bullshit. So because of that, if you're playing a 50-50 game, what you want to do is just keep your risk as reasonable as possible. At least that's how I view the market. Yes, I know that there are negative R to R traders, and that's a whole nother strategy that could work. It's going to take a little bit more analysis, a little bit of data mining. I am not saying that you can't be profitable doing that. Yes, you very much can be profitable doing that. I have some strategies that do that. But I think for most people, especially earlier in your trading career, it's easier to comprehend this concept of, okay, I'm playing the trend changes, the potential trend changes. I want the trend to, and maybe you're targeting a key level. In this case, the trend changed in favor of the upside gap fill. But the key there is whether it does or doesn't work. The entire point is you can do it with minimal risk. I find too many people willing to trade later. They're like, oh, okay, that broke out. I'm long here. So you're long at 47 when really you should have been long at 33. You could have saved yourself 15 points. And if you were wrong, it's a small hit. If you're wrong here, well, you're taking a much more outsized hit. So in this scenario, maybe on this breakdown, what did I say? You're long at 33, maybe 50 was your support. And you're like, okay, whatever. I locked in my 17 points. That's what, $340 on an ES contract? That's a good day. No, it's even more. How much is it? It's 50 points? Is it 50 points? I'm going to forget off the top of my head. Is that how much in ES? I haven't traded ES in a minute, but I believe every single point is $50. So Actually, that's a nice, $800 gain? 800 plus? Not a bad deal if you traded that on ES. Not a bad deal. Right here, surprise, didn't I call this out? Rewind the stream to 10:10 when I said this flow alert commonly represents the end of the move because it's big, big, big. Then we get a flow alert because there's an outsized amount of trading, as in these players deciding to exit. And guess what happened a couple minutes later? Boom. Now, that doesn't mean other large players can't step in and keep it going. But once again, even though there's not a guarantee, when we're just talking about how things commonly play out, there's no guarantee here. And I want to be specific. Commonly, we see flow alerts basically front running, saying, okay, things are actually about to change course, which is another really good reason to not be chasing right after a flow alert. If you wanted to be bullish, you'd wait for a dip like this. And once again, why are you waiting for a dip? To minimize your risk. This game is perpetually about how much can you minimize your risk. At least that's how I view it. I'm not saying that all traders view it that way, but I would say there's a very high correlation with successful traders always saying, how can I minimize my risk? How can I minimize my risk? How can I minimize my risk? So here's a thought for you. I believe many people, when they first get in the world of trading, are looking for some sort of pattern, methodology, system that makes them right all the time, because that's how it's pitched. You're pitched in the way, especially from social media, that there's some secret out there and you just need to realize that secret and you're going to be making all of the money all of the time. But then yet, when you look at the actual history and the actual performance of actual true money managers, I'm talking millions, billions of dollars, their hit rate is 50%. As in, half the time when they make a trade, they're right, and the other half of the time, they're wrong. So the big secret, I guess, the wizard behind the curtain, is that you should assume you're going to be right between 40 and 60% of the time. That is normal. So how can you be extremely profitable even though you're basically flipping a coin? Well, it comes down to keeping your losses very small when you're wrong. And obviously, when you're right, you want those winners to run. Is that the only way to make money in the market? No, but I feel like I should be doing, I guess, a public service announcement to let you know, especially for new retail traders, that your focus shouldn't necessarily being right all the time. There are people who have made billions of dollars who only have a 50% hit rate. So don't be putting that type of pressure on yourself thinking, I gotta be right all the time. It's just, it's not what trading is. And I understand how maybe it could be perceived that way, because I mean, I've seen the videos, I've seen the Instagram posts of like green, 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 green. No, you want to be net green in like the long term. Maybe after a succession of X amount of trades, you should expect some sort of positive result, a positive expectancy. You should be trading with positive EV, and that's going to be showing itself over a large series of trades. Obviously, that's basic math. But to think that you're just making money every single trade, folks, I think my hit rate is 55%. I could double check it, but I think literally it is 55%. Is how often I am right, especially when I'm doing more of my larger swing trades. Like when I'm really going for it, it probably drops below 50. I see it on Twitter. I mean, I see all these people, I'm right 99% of the time. I'm right 100% of the time. Like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like, what's funny is all those people who tell you that they're right all of the time, you know what's like the one thing missing is like they'll continually post trying to convince you that they're right all the time. And yet, am I ever seeing payouts? No. Am I ever seeing a self-funded account with like clear broker statements? No. But I am seeing an endless amount of marketing of them trying to convince all of us how good they are. They do everything in the world to convince you how good they are, except for proof of actual trading. Do break-even trades count as winners or losers? It depends on the exact fill. I mean, on most platforms, there is also a break even. Like they have your win percentage, your loss percentage, and there is another row for break even trades. So whether it depends on the exact fill, basically. It's not going to count commissions. Actually, like most won't do that. So, but if it's exactly break even, it'll count it exactly as a break even trade. If it's red by a tick, that's a losing trade. If it's green by a tick, that's a winning trade. I am wrong 100% of the time, and 50% of the time, the market shows mercy. I like that one. Did you ever get the $1 million payout? Nope, just patiently waiting. Patiently waiting. I'm thinking, hopefully one of these days, I just get a surprise email out of nowhere, and they're like, hey, congrats. Here is your $1 million. That'd be pretty sick, but no, I'm just waiting. And just so you guys know, I mean, I already made my money on the day. I don't really feel any unique pressure to be trading right now. But even I'm happy I'm not trading right now because this is chop. By definition, we are not trending. Look at all the EMAs are going sideways. We are pinned at the 50% retracement. We are pinned at regular trading hours VWAP. We know there's still an upside gap fill, but yet momentum is bearish. So there's too many conflicting things right now. We are being told we are actively not trending. And if I just had to randomly guess, well, I would randomly guess by going short because momentum is bearish. However, I know there's still an upside gap fill. So even if I wanted to be bearish, I could probably get a better fill, like to the tune of like 75 points of a better fill if I just wait for it to pop up here, if it's going to pop up there. So right now, if you're looking at this and you're like, dude, I cannot make sense of it. Congrats. No one can make sense of it. And if you're just not feeling comfortable, I don't see the advantage. If I had to play right now, long or short, it would be purely fucking guessing. Purely guessing. I mean, EMAs are sideways. We're at the regular trading hours VWAP. We're at the 50% retracement. We are at equilibrium. If you are trying to guess which way it's going to break from equilibrium, especially when momentum is down, but we have the upside gap fill, let's look at options. Like it's like literally purely a random guess right now. Options are recovering. So, okay, that's a little bit more bullish. So I can see that, but then that's in contradiction to this. Look at this. So S&P 500 options momentum, the delta is at the high reading of the day. However, 5-minute, 10-minute, 30-minute is all bearish. Looking at the NASDAQ, 5-minute, 10-minute, 30-minute, all bearish. So price momentum is literally in the opposite direction of options momentum. It's a mismatch. And if there's a mismatch, it means don't do shit. It means set some alerts. It means turn on Netflix. It means go for a walk. It means, I don't know, hang out with your cat. Not every single trading day, not every single minute you're looking at the chart means there's a perfect setup. And I get it. The longer you sit in front of the screens, you feel like you should be doing something. But the more quickly you can master that discipline to just not forcing a trade when nothing is there, I promise you that the better off you're going to be. Now, I know a lot of the times on this show, on this channel, I'm trying to tell you no guarantees, no guarantees, no guarantees. One of the few things I will guarantee is the more rapidly you can master your patience, the better you can get at sitting on your hands and doing nothing, the closer and the quicker you will be reaching profitability. That is one of the things I will guarantee you. Buy the dip? Why? 50-50. What prop firm do you recommend for beginners, and can you trade regular stocks or only futures? There are stock ones out there, but they're not popular. All the ones I use are specifically for futures. And which one to start for beginners? I would say for beginners, don't start with any, start with a paper trading account. Start with risking no money. Like if you've never traded futures before, there are some nuances of the futures market that you're going to want to learn. So spend your time learning those, and you might as well minimize your risk by not risking anything. So don't even start with a SIMDA funded firm. Literally start with a paper trading account. Just like complete fake money, get used to the contract rolls, to buying and selling, to the hours. Like there's a lot of things that is paper trading 100% perfect for actual trading? No, there's some emotional things that are just not there. But it's a good 75% representation of what's going on minus all the emotional things. So you might as well save yourself a little bit of your money, your hard-earned money, and just start with a paper trading account. The markets are always going to be here. So if it takes you a week or two or even a month to kind of get used to the actual trading, that's okay. That's fine. The market will be here. Matt, are you still waiting to buy for your long-term investment? Yes. So I talked about this a lot in the Discord. I'm getting close to the point where I'm hunting for dip buy opportunities for my long-term account, as in my long-term investments where I'm going to be in it 10, 20, 30 years. I'm not quite at the level yet. I'm waiting for the market to take a little bit of a hit, and I'm waiting to see at the end of this month of what happens with the JP Morgan collar position and how they decide to roll the put, and what happens after the put is no longer protecting 6475 on SPX. So I'm being very, very mindful of where we are in the calendar month, and I'm being very mindful of the fact that at the end of this month, and as in next Tuesday, a week from today, JP Morgan has a giant position that expires, and it is at 6475. So I'm very, very much paying attention to this level, and it specifically expires a week from today, next Tuesday, March the 31st, the end of the month. And not only does that expire, but they're going to have to roll the position to another big, gigantic position. So I'm, once again, doing everything in my power to represent or to have a little bit of discipline just to wait to see how things play out, because there's definitely some influences from that position on market makers and how they have to balance things out. And then the fact that schmucks like me know that JP Morgan's there, there's a lot of people paying attention to it. So not just in the world of retail, but also in professional money management, especially active trading. There's a lot of people paying attention to that level. So I myself am going to be paying attention to that level. Go to Tradeovate and then get a paper trading account, then set the risk settings are similar on prop firms you want. And once you can trade that, then get an account. Yeah, I think that's good. I mean, there's many places to get a, okay, the trend is actually starting to go back bearish. We're starting to break away from equilibrium to the south side. Right here, shoulder, head, shoulder, rejected at VWAP 1, 2, 3 times, rejected at the 50% retracement. Didn't have enough oomph to get up to VWAP, didn't have enough oomph to get the upside gap fill on SPX. Life would have been far easier if this had follow through to the upside gap fill. If right here, if this spike at 1010 just had what, 6 more points in it, just like a quick one up, this would be a lot easier to short. Now, if you're going short here, I understand. You're trading with momentum and you can easily probably get 30, 40, 50 points if this goes. But I'm just saying life would have been easier. You would have had less things to question if the gap fill had already occurred. Now, it did already occur in the Qs. Minute 1 into the day, or maybe minute 3 or something, the NASDAQ got its upside gap fill, but there is still a gap to consider on the S&P 500. Are we missing any breaking news right now? Just so you guys know, I have on no position. I've already locked in my money for the day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 32. So that's like about 30,000. But then with this is about 31. So I made about $31,000 today. To be clear, all the Lucids are funded. So that's important. All of the FFNs, those are all funded. The take profits are funded. And then the legends are funded. So the only ones that are still evals are these ones. So I guess I said I made 31,000. You could take away, I guess, 5 times this. So you could take away like $9,000 or 9.5 thousand. So I made about 9.5 thousand on evals, and then the rest of it, 20,000, was on actual funded accounts. Do you call trades out in advance in your Discord? Depends what's going on. I mean, I think there's some, like, please don't sign up for the Discord. I do have a Discord. If you want to trade with me, if you want to get mentored by me, if you have questions, if you want to build systems with me, basically, if you want to trade with me or be a part of my trading community, GoonieTrading.com is where to do it. But before you sign up, I want to be like crystal clear here. If you are signing up with the hopes of me being in there every single second of every single day, just slinging trades and like, go long, go short, take profit, that's just not it. That is not what good traders do. I was in there this morning, and ask anyone in the Discord, I was explaining why I did these trades right here. Let me, so I got into the Discord pretty early today, around, I don't know, 8:30. Let me just show you it. Where's data series? I just want to call this out, text and markers. So these were some pre-market trades right here. So I took a short position at 8:16. I took another short position at 8:29. I got out of one at break even to lower my risk, and I rode the other one all the way here to 8:53 where I got stopped out. That was all done in the Discord. So like, do I trade in the Discord? Yeah, I trade in. Basically, if I'm trading and I'm not streaming, it's then in the Discord. But the reason I'm like, I guess in a certain sense, being weird about this and saying, hey, like I don't trade all day every day. Like I've already made my money. I'm not going to overtrade. So I think that's a very important thing. And I suppose I want to set the expectations, because I don't want you guys to get in there and then get discouraged and think that like I'm in there just screaming all day, buying and selling. No, I call out my trades. I explain my trades. That's the useful part. If you're just in there to try to copy trade, you're never going to be successful trading. I am more than willing to share my trades, but the point of me sharing my trades is twofold. Number one, for transparency, because I know that there's a lot of scammers in this industry, so I just want to show you that like not only do I talk the talk, but I walk the walk. And number two, is I want to show my trades with the idea of sparking the conversation of what did I see? Why did I execute the trade? Rather than just like, oh, Matt's long, Matt's short. I want to be long. I want to be short. And it's not just me. If you are just blindly copying another trader, you might have short-term success, but it will never lead to long-term success. I promise you that. So yes, I share all of my trades, especially if I'm not streaming, but just to, I guess, set the guardrails, I'm not slinging trades every single second of the day. A day like today, I've already locked my trades in. I'm done. So I'm going to spend the rest of the day in the Discord and I'll talk to them and I'll answer questions. But if anything, I'm going to do software development to try to build out more tools to make my trading that much better. I'll do some data analysis with Claude or ChatGPT. I'm going to spend my time still related to the market, but I'm not just going to sit there endlessly watching every single minute chart, especially if I'm not in a trade. There is a certain sense of over trading and revenge trading where it's just truly not worth it. So I guess want to better set the expectations before you hit that sign up button. So it's more of a community of people working to figure out the puzzle of the market itself, rather than just like one dude or two dudes just screaming, buy, 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 sell, sell, sell. Do you have educational videos? Yeah, I think there's like 20 plus educational videos in there. I give away some of the code. Like I'm going to give away this code for the chart trader. I've already given away the code for this VWAP. So it's much more of like the math and the stats and the proper framework for trading. It's not just like some sort of bullshit copy service. Like I don't want to do that. I think those always end horribly. And like worse than that is it's actually not teaching you guys how to trade. It's much more interesting to know why a person took a trade or didn't take a trade rather than just blindly following the trade. So I do share it all for transparency, because I think you have to be transparent if you do what I do, which is why every single day I share my results. Ask anyone in there. I share all my option trades, winning or losing. They see the cool wins. Like yesterday, I had an awesome win. Right here. Yesterday I made $5,400. This was from selling premium. And you can see my trades right here. Trade one, I sold premium at 10.10, bought it back at 3.41. A second trade, I sold premium at 3.36 and I bought it at 2.56. This was my best gain of the year for options trading in terms of at least selling premium, but yet the trade itself was kind of going awry. So a lot of the time in the Discord was just like breaking down, like, what am I seeing? Like, why am I in the trade? At what point would I cut the trade? So it's a lot more of an explanation of like what the fuck's happening, rather than just like, hey, this is why I'm in, like, you should copy it. Like, because if you just copied it, you wouldn't know how to properly manage it. You wouldn't know the reasoning behind it. Or I think probably my best reasoning for why you just don't want to copy it, and I would rather explain what I'm seeing and what I'm doing, is because there's members in the Discord who you could just notice that I'm on tilt. And like the worst thing to do is to start copying a trader who's like actively on tilt. So the better I can explain my methodology, the more reasonable it is for other people to be like, yo, Matt's like off his fucking rocker today. If anything, I don't want to just not copy him. I'm going to do the opposite because he's making all of the worst decisions you could possibly make. So that is another thing. Like, it's like, as much as I want to be a disciplined trader, There are days where I'm not disciplined and I break my rules and I oversize and I revenge trade. And obviously the goal of any good trader should to be make those days as non-existent as possible. But we're also humans. Like, we make mistakes, and it happens. I think it was earlier this month. It was literally 3 weeks ago. I think it was Tuesday the 3rd, or it was like the first week of the month, where I just completely broke all of my own rules, my own strategy. I oversized. I was just trading with gut rather than like actual math. And it cost me like $25,000. Like, it just, like, sometimes I end up doing dumb shit. Like I said, I try to obviously be as good as I can at all points, but I'm a human. Like, we all have, I don't know, psychology issues day in and day out trading. Shit happens. It does. Claude is my boyfriend. Interesting. But anyway, that was a long roundabout way to answer your question with yes. Do you have educational videos in the Discord? In fact, we have an entire education. So here's a whole guide of like how to use the Discord. I know it's really small font, but it doesn't matter. I break down what's going on. These are already all the educational videos. Like I said, there's more than 20 and just other helpful stuff. And then sometimes that was from a while ago. Where's MK Lectures? Where's MK Lectures? But it's the same thing. Well, here's MK Lectures. But then there's the education as well. And obviously you can see there's already people in voice chat, and there's a whole written chat thing. So, and of course, like, I mean, if you are in the Discord and you're like, yo, Matt, I think the Discord could be even better if we do XYZ. Yeah, let me know. I'm not saying at all that this is the best Discord in the world. I want it to be, and I'm willing to put in that work to make it like literally top tier. I think it's already really good, but obviously I'm biased because I made it. So if you're in there and you're like, yo, Matt, I like what's going on, but I think like you should consider introducing ABC or XYZ or do it like this, 1, 2, 3, fucking let me know. Trust me, I've had my figuratively, sometimes literally, I've already had my teeth kicked in enough from the market that I'm more than happy to take a little bit of criticism of how to improve some of these other things, because day in and day out, I'm already proven to be wrong trading. So if you're thinking, hey, Matt, Discord could be a little bit better if you do ABC, like I said, I'm a DM away. You could tell me straight to my face in voice chat. Like, I'm cool with it. We are proud to welcome JadeCap to the Apex Trader family. Holding the record for the highest payout in Apex history, JadeCap now takes the next step, transitioning into a live trading with Apex. From elite performance to real capital, this is what Apex is built for. Discipline, opportunity, and infinite possibilities. Welcome to Apex JadeCap. The next chapter starts now. I would love for my picture to be there one day of Matt. Congrats on your $1 million payout. We're moving you live. And then there's a cool picture of me and Piper, and it says Matt. Maybe one of these days. Did you guys see that the Jack Reacher actor beat the shit out of his neighbor? He like stood in front of the motor. The guy deserved it. I'm on the actor side. The guy like, I mean, he's huge. This is Thad Castle. His name is Alan Richson. He completely cleaned this guy's clock. It's pretty wild. He's a big boy, too. I don't know who in the world would ever think that they should be able to fight him. I don't know who think it's appropriate to fight that guy. Alan Richson did nothing wrong. I mean, he pushed him twice. It was assault. I think it's just defense. Yeah, he pushed him, and you don't push a guy who's like 6'5", 280, lean. Yeah, he just clocked him. He is stupid. You don't fight Thad Castle. The dude's looking like he deserved it. He did. He oil's popping again, folks. It still didn't get the gap fill, did it? It got close, dude. Anyone playing the gap fill, that's brutal. Double top right there at 60. Maybe it could save itself at 50 and pop one more time, but oil is starting to spike, so I don't think that's going to be so good. He was so good in Blue Mountain State. That show is hilarious. I am bummed that it got a following after it already got canceled. But Thad Castle, who's Alan's like character, is one of the funniest characters that's ever been on screen. He's so freaking funny. If you guys haven't seen it, if you're looking for a good comedy, Blue Mountain State is where it's at. It's so funny. It's so freaking funny. But anyway, yeah, on FFN, 40% off, buy one, get one, no activation fee. Use that code Goonie. They did roll out with new accounts, so make sure you are looking at the right account type. But once again, Funded Futures Network, FFN, various account types. You'll get a fat discount and a buy one, get one, and no activation fee with that code Goonie. And then if you want to trade with me, if you want to trade options, futures, learn from me, hang out with me, GoonieTrading.com. And of course, if you have any questions about it, right here, there's a contact page. Just comes directly to me. That doesn't go to AI. It doesn't go to some person that I pay. It comes directly to me. So if you have any questions, comments, or concerns for me personally, this is the best way to do it. Or whatever, you could DM me on Twitter or something, but this is a pretty easy way to do it. What are they talking about on CNBC? Well, nothing. All right. The S&P 500 flow, it did pretty much stop after that flow alert. Rip, rip, rip. Flow alert. That was the end of it, going flat ever since. The Mag 7 is actually still improving. The Nasdaq's going flat, but the Mag 7 did hit another delta high of the day right here at 1035. Interesting. Really, really tough to take this trade because I see the Nasdaq, it looks like it wants to break down. And when I say that, I mean lower highs equal lows, looks like it wants to snap. But what looks like it doesn't is the fact that the S&P 500 still has the upside gap fill and it's bouncing off of 50. So I'm seeing contradictory things. The even momentum, the short-term momentum is bullish, but by the time you go to the 5 minute to the 4 hour, actually to the daily. So the shortest time frame, the 100 tick, the 500 tick, the 1 minute is bullish, and then everything 3 minute and above is actually bearish. So momentum, I don't know. I don't see the trade right now. War Machine is a good movie. Yeah, I just watched that. What's the discount code for the Discord? There is no discount code. Maybe in the future we'll run another one, but there's actively none right now. I made it very clear right when the Discord came out that was going to be the only code for a bit. So the people who were listening to me, they signed up and they got an entire free month. And like I said, I'm not against doing it again in the future, but it's just, there's no code right now. I think there's too much value in it to just always be perpetually giving it away for free. How do you feel about taking a short at the gap fill? I don't like it. Well, it depends. As a scalp trade, I like it. As like just saying, nope, this is the high of the day and we got a return from here, I'm not the biggest fan. So if you're just looking for like a little scalp, maybe you're playing it on NQ or ES for a couple $100, okay, I like that because I do think that there's going to be profit taking there. But there isn't compelling stats saying that is the high of the day. Sometimes, a decent amount of the time, not only do you get the upside gap fill, but it just keeps going. So just to be like, yep, I'm going to now swing it short from that point for the remainder of the day, not the biggest fan of that. But if you're in it for a scalp trade, like, hey, I'm looking for 10, 15, 20 points on NQ, you're looking for 5 points on S&P 500, I understand that, and there are good stats around that. Your thoughts on War Machine? I mean, I think it was a good one-time watch. I don't think I'd ever rewatch it in my life. I enjoyed it for what it was, but I don't really commonly rewatch movies. So maybe if you're like a hardcore War Machine fan, don't take that too offensively. I don't mean to offend. It's just I watched it once. I got enjoyment for 90 minutes, and then I moved on with my life. Matt, given the market is driven by headlines, would it be possible to display headlines such as those from Financial Juice at the top of the screen? Nope, but that's on the Discord. That's a Discord thing. I do have a news bot that as soon as there's breaking news right here, everyone in the Discord, every single time there's a piece of breaking news, it does get popped in there. If there's like massive breaking news and Trump's talking, we just like listen to it. But I would almost rather put chat above my head than like breaking news. What's the S&P 500 gap fill? It's the low from yesterday, 6565.55, and we are getting very, very close. And guess what? The NASDAQ is not doing shit. Wow, just nothing. NASDAQ puked. I caught that. Some of you caught the rebound. And then ever since 1010, just nothing. Literally just chop, suey. Chop, suey. What do we have here? Mystery oil trades spur scrutiny before a Trump post. A sudden surge in oil and the S&P 500 futures, 760 million in trades over 2 minutes on Monday, occurred just before Trump announced he was delaying strikes on Iran, obviously a massively profitable position. The early trading spike had no obvious news trigger and foreshadowed the sharp market moves after Trump's post. Similar patterns have occurred ahead of other Trump announcements, raising questions of possible insider activity. I think it is pretty freaking evident that there's a lot of insider trading going on. Now, I am not saying that Trump is individually doing it, and I'm not even necessarily saying it's like his inner circle, but clearly there is a leak here, there, or everywhere because we have way too much secondary and tertiary information of people making perfect trades at size right before massive announcements. And even some of it that we're seeing on Kohrs and Polymarket, it's people who have never done this before. It's like the first trade they've ever made, and then all of a sudden they go on a run for 20 perfect trades in a row, and they make 6-7 figure returns, and you kind of question who in the world is that. And then obviously this relates to futures. Yeah, we all see it. Minutes before, people were placing a statistically outlier. It was an abnormal amount of trades, and then guess what? Minutes later, those positions paid bigly. So like I said, is Trump individually doing it? I have no idea. Is Trump's inner circle doing it? I have no idea. But clearly someone is getting non-public information before it becomes public, and they are using it to make a lot of money in the market. And if you ask me, it should be investigated, and whoever's doing it, I think, well, hello, time for your time in prison. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. When markets move before the news, it's not luck, it's access that will raise serious questions. Just before, how lucky. Honestly, is it a surprise? Look at who's allowed in his ministry. Like, someone's doing it. And what's weird, though, is something like a futures account. You could just go, like, obviously, the brokerage and the SEC and FINRA, or really, in that case, for futures, it would be the CFTC. They could go to the brokerage and say, give us the information of who made that trade. Like, it's not like crypto where somehow the information in the name could somehow be hidden. The CFTC could easily go to all the brokerages and the exchanges and say, tell us exactly the information. Oh, whoa, something's going on. Oil just dropped. We just got the upside gap fill right there. Upside gap fill achieved. And remember, that person who was asking about a little scalp trade, that already paid. Right there. Boom. You're short exactly at 65. Want a couple dollars in your favor. That's the scalp trade. Boom. Bada bing, bada boom. But something happened. I think something happened at least. Was there breaking news? Oil took a hit. Markets, there's no follow through, so maybe there isn't news. I'm looking. David Goggins. Allen beat the brakes off that guy who deserved it, at least in my opinion. Oh, where are we at? I'm not seeing anything, but there's no follow through, so there probably isn't news. That was probably just some trader doing something, little pop there, upside gap fill, little drop there, and oil already rebounding, double bottom at 91.40. It might just be what it's going to be. Trump just posted on Truth Social. Oh, well, that could definitely be what's up. He reposted something from this guy. Pakistan welcomes and fully supports ongoing efforts to pursue dialogue to end the war in the Middle East in the interest of peace and stability in the region and beyond. Subject to concurrence by the U.S. and Iran, Pakistan is ready and honored to be the host to facilitate meaningful and conclusive talks for a comprehensive settlement of the ongoing conflict. So that was, I guess, a post from someone like Donald J. Trump on Truth Social. That account reposted, I guess, a tweet. This looks like a tweet from someone representing Pakistan saying, yeah, hey, we'll help you out with it. We did get the upside gap fill there. And other than that, it's actually been a pretty quiet day. Pretty freaking quiet day. Which prop firm has the best live program?
Is the live environment in the prop space actually worth your time to be shooting for? Or should you be just shooting to take payouts and fund your own account?
I think it depends on the firm.
Come on.
And I
Depends.
I think it does.
I think it depends. I'll tell you why. But go ahead. I'll tell you why I think it depends.
Yes and no, because that's the thing is like, just like every firm, every firm's live program is going to be different. And when I went live with, I'll list through them. So I did Tick Trader back.
I never used them.
RIP. That one was trash. Took forever. Hated it. Obviously, Top One Futures. Top One Futures was solid. I was just a dumbass and blew the live too fast, too aggressive. Because I'm just an aggressive trader. Live with Lucid, and Lucid was actually one I was stoked on because they actually paid me out when I got to. They asked me, they're like, "Do you want the live account or do you want the payout?" And I was like, well, what is it? They're like, oh, well, you qualify for the max payout. It's 30K. And I'm like, oh, give me the 30K. I'm running to the bank. I'm like, I'm gone. Right? And apparently, like, Tradeify used to do that as well. But now,
getting
like,
faded off that high.
doesn't do that anymore. Top Step doesn't do that anymore. I
Gap the gap and crap, folks.
Going to do that with. I don't know if
the old gap and crap.
But that's the thing is like all these live programs seem like they're kind of degressing. So in my opinion, I feel like it's almost better just to trade the sim environment, unless you literally have very, very clear milestones, progressions, consistency, all that type of stuff, and you're that type of trader. And it depends if you're aggressive or conservative as well.
Middle of the road answer. Middle of the road answer. Okay, I thought. No. Reacher star did not instigate the fight with neighbor. This happens to Reacher all the time on Reacher. I didn't do it, man. What's the deal here with this guy? Was he unalived? The creator of OnlyFans, the owner, he died at 43. I saw some people were saying that he had cancer, and then other people were saying something more sketchy happened. What's the drama over there? I heard sketchy, and then I also heard cancer. And also, both of them were from the internet, so who knows? Cancer. All right, you guys are more so. You must have read the same. Whoa, there's Scooter. All right, right back to VWAP, I guess. Back to VWAP we go. What the fuck? New? Okay, no, there's news. Someone's doing something. You're not ripping 150 points like that, 140 points without it. What the fuck? All right, what's the news? Financial juice. Any ship passing through the strait requires full coordination with Iran. No, that's not. Something else is going on. What's the news? Was it Walter Bloomberg? Let's see if we can find it. That was 17 minutes ago. So they're trading on something that's not announced yet. Someone is ripping it on these Bloomberg terminals. Come on. What's the update? I'm not seeing anything. Hey, something's about to pop. Let me go back to Truth Social. Is it this? Nope, not Truth Social. Not True Social. What's the news? What's in the box? Yeah, oil took it. It's something related to Iran. Maybe CNBC has it. Nope, they're on break. Come on, update. What is it? What is it? United States. That was 48 minutes ago. That one doesn't count. Let's go back to this. The interception resulted in shrapnel. That's not it. For the record, no, that's not it. I'm trying to find it. What's the news that everyone's trading on? Israeli home front sirens blare in the... What is this one? That can't be it. Drone infiltration in Israel. The news that I'm seeing is actually like not good news. What the fuck?
Told you. Welcome back. Senate confirming Markwayne Mullin as the next head of the Department of Homeland Security.
Mullin getting confirmed?
The shutdown at that department is still ongoing and having major implications for travelers around the country. Emily Wilkins joins us now with a look at whether we are any closer on a deal, Emily.
Hey, Sarah. Well, look, we might see some of this chaos at airports clear up before spring break gets started.
5 minutes trying to break positive, 10 minutes trying to break positive, 30 minutes trying to break positive, 5 minutes trying to break, 10 minutes trying to break, 30 minutes really trying to get going there.
Hearing about it, it would fund all of DHS except for certain functions of ICE. Then lawmakers, after they passed that, would give more funding to ICE later, using a bill that would only need Republican support to pass. And remember, ICE got a huge bump in funding from that giant tax bill that was passed last year. So they really have
I'm not
been
seeing anything
impacted by the
associated with
shutdown
that
so far,
pop.
compared to something like TSA. I spoke with Senator Mike Rounds this morning. He told me that he thinks this could all wrap
Jay
up
Keith
in the
crushing
next few
it.
days.
Iran open to U.S. outreach, ready to listen. That's
in the last couple of hours. Moving forward, I think Republicans and Democrats will come together to get this thing done.
So we don't need that. Apparently, Iran is open to chit chat, to a little chit chat. Where is it? Little chit chat. And the market's liking it. It's holding it. Look at that. We're back. Right at 300, equal lows. A little bit of a...
Order filled. Order submitted.
Let's see if we could take advantage of this. A little bit of news there. IB breakout. Iran open to U.S. outreach, ready to listen. Yeah, oil down on that. We're pushing the... Actually, SPY's trying to go... This is the red to green test. We're pushing... The next stop would be 660 here. VWAP is 290. I'm long at 321. I'm looking for 350. Not because I think that's actually going to be the top. I just don't want to exceed the 2.5K mark in terms of profits on the day, just because of some of the consistency stuff. So I think if it get, I think if this gets hit, it actually might be running all the way up to like 400 or something like that. Do I want to play the accounts separately? Hang on.
Order canceled.
I might play them separately. Hang on one quick second. Okay, so 7 PV. Okay, so 7 PV. We're going to lock those in at 50.
Order submitted.
Okay. So I like that. That's on the 7 PVs. And then these other ones, I just want to make sure I have my copier set up properly. I do. Okay, cool. I am good then. And then these ones. Oh, I wanted VWAP to hold. Do I actually want to kill this trade? I'm going to give it a second because with this headline stuff, things are just like a bit crazy, and I could understand also a potential rejection at the red to green move. So I'm trying to give it a second on with respect to the S&P 500 right here. Not so surprised of taking some profit taking right there. So that's exactly why I traded a contract, because like I'm expecting kind of like some whippiness to this. Which is why I'm clearly not going to be like oversizing or doing something degenerate like that. Now, obviously, at a certain point, I would just have to throw in the white flag if I'm wrong. But like I said, 5 minutes green, 10 minutes pushing green, and this is going to be closing in 48 seconds. So it might be closing on the green side. Same thing here. Like in another 40 seconds, trying to potentially close green. Oh, and did it get reversed? Son of a bitch. Did I just get caught up in news? No, it's going the other way. Shit. Other breaking news, dude. Headline trading. Am I going to get lucky with a bounce back? This is something. This is something right now. We're flying by the seat of our pants, folks. We're flying by the seat of our pants today. Did the news just get denied? They're like, no, actually, we're not talking. The hell is that? We go from 192 to 344 to 183 back all the way up. What the fuck is going on, dude? Like, this is just pure fucking guessing. Oh, this is trading, folks. This is trading. This is some crazy fucking trading. This is, folks, real-time example of why you got to be sizing down in this environment to be able to withstand some of this bullshit. Wild. All right. If I can get lucky with this takeout of 42, I am trying to lock in my FFN accounts here at 350, and then the other ones, I'm trying to give them a little bit of room. And by a little bit of room, maybe I'll just lock in at 400.
Order submitted.
If that hits, I'd be stoked with that. That's a big if, though. A huge if. Obviously, the first thing I'm trying to manage are these ones. So I took the same entry on all of them, but I am trying to manage them in a separate way. And basically, I'm at the point where I'm puckered up, hoping that VWAP here holds. I would have been pissed if in that size, that position there. You have to play smaller. Whatever size you think you should be playing right now, probably cut that in half, folks. Like, it's just wild shit. We're in a wild environment. I mean, look at that. We popped from 190 to 340, down to 190, back up to 300. Like, hello, headlines. And yet people trading with trend lines and fair value gaps think that somehow they could predict this. You can't, folks. You can't. No fucking trend lines, no fair value gaps, no order blocks. No one's predicting this shit. Like, if you think you can predict it, I have a bridge to sell you. I have a nice bridge to sell you. We are settling right at 300. The crazy thing is I was about to buy another one here at 233, which would have put my break even at 70. So I'd actually be in the green. I didn't have the balls to do it. Obviously I didn't, but there was a second there where I was like, dude, it's recovering that VWAP. Like, maybe I should do it. Let's see. Obviously I'm paying close attention to this trend line. Watching for this trend line to break. The intraday high at 1052 connected to 1056, looking to see if that breaks. And it's also roughly the, fourth test of the IB high. It literally reversed right after the fair value gap. Yeah, that's what happened. Because all the institutional traders were like, it's a fair value gap. That's how it works. quick question for you based on that statement. How much money have you lost trading? How much are you net down? Just a quick little follow-up that I have. If you think that this is literally bouncing off of a fair value gap, just share with the group how much money you're down. Share with the group. I don't think people understand how stupid it is when they talk about fair value gaps and inverted fair value gaps, because by the name, you could tell that inverted is the opposite. And the fact that they believe you could be profitable trading a system and then also trading the opposite of the system doesn't make sense. Well, now you guys are all saying how much money you're up. I'm happy for you guys. I was making fun of the fair value gap guy who's seemingly the only person not responding, but it seems like a lot of you are actually crushing this today. Who wouldn't buy a bridge at a reasonable price? All right, we're just getting pinned right to VWAP. So we just have to wait. We're bouncing basically from one form of equilibrium. The market spazzed out, popped, dropped, and then we just bounced, and now we're settling at another place of equilibrium. I was hoping, obviously right here, the pop, I let it come down. Probably a better entry was at 290. Better entry was at 290. I was late to the tune of 30 points, so that was a poor entry on my part. Obviously, now I'm still paying for it. I guess I was kind of waiting for that. I saw this double bottom. I saw the breakout. So I had kind of some reasoning, but obviously in retrospect, anywhere down, like in retrospect, I wish I got in at 190, but whatever. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. This is the position I have to deal with now. So not the most stoked about that entry, but it was news driven. And before you know it, it could have popped another 100 points. So it's one of those things that you can't cry over spilled milk. Obviously, I'm paying close attention to 276, to 225, and to 183. Those are the levels I care about. 183, 225, 275. So on a relative basis, it sucks that my risk points are far away from my entry. But as you can tell, we're just one headline away from either a massive pop and I get all my fills, or a massive drop and I blow my accounts out. And we're literally just pinned right here. Son of a gun. Son of a gun. All right, let's check out flow. Let's see how this is all playing out. 5 minute is trying to push bullish. 10 minute is testing. 30 minute was also testing. That's all for the NASDAQ. On the S&P 500, 5 minute is legitimately bullish. 10 minute is legitimately bullish. 30 minute is in the middle of testing. See how this wicked up and then came right down? Surprise, surprise. Said no one. 5 minute, yeah, NASDAQ is a little bit weaker. Where are we at here? We're having a tough time getting above 80. A clear tough time. Yeah, this is getting pinned right to 75. So we're having a real tough time, this red to green test. So the closing value yesterday was 6,581. And you can see we've wicked into it multiple times. So right now, whether there's bears defending this line or bulls taking profits or the combination of the two, regardless of what it is we do not have enough follow through thus far to do this successful red to green test. Just keep getting knocked there. If this happens later today when we're not talking about it, I just want you to know that if it does break it, obviously the next logical level is the key technical, psychological, and gamma level of 6,600. It's also the bottom of today's transition zone. So on this breakout of 81, that would be my evident target, 6,600. It would be like that. That's so evidently my target is 6,600. Looking at the Mag 7, we popped going flat. Looking at the S&P 500, we popped and grinding sideways, and then a little bit of pop and craziness there. Right now, the S&P 500 is having a real tough time between 75 and 80, and NQ is having a tough time at 300. Patience, 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 patience. Patience, patience, patience. Mag 7 is actually looking decent. NASDAQ was looking decent, starting to curl up a little bit right now. And then the SPY closer to the high of the day than the low. I'm almost back to break even. Damn, I really wish I took this trade. I was looking at 25. I was looking at 33. I was like, oh, if it recovers, should I play it? And it just all happened so fast that I didn't do it. And also I didn't do, even if it happened slowly, I'm not sure I would have, just because of how crazy it all was. I don't know if I would have been willing to add on another contract of risk. Damn, pinned right to 300. Like, we are having the toughest time getting above this. The toughest time. All right. Goal 1 for me is this trend line breakout, which is also in perfect alignment with the IB high at 317.50. So that would be test 1. And then test 2 is a new intraday high at 42. And then I just want to fill at 50. So I'm not even going for anything too crazy. Can you talk about exit strategies? Do you have any predetermined exit points? Yeah, I mean, generally, well, it depends what kind of trader you are, but a lot of the times just look at the key levels, key technical, psychological, and gamma levels, which when I say key gamma levels, that's a fancy way to say like where the large players are positioned. So basically key technical levels, as in trend lines, previous highs, previous lows, then key psychological levels, like whether it's 6,600 flat on SPX, like those nice whole values. And then the key gamma levels, aka big money positioning, you can get that through the options, and you can just see where there's a huge amount of open interest. And right now we know there's a huge amount of open interest, as in a lot of big money's position there, right at 80, which happens to be a point below yesterday's closing value. So those are always levels you should be paying attention to. And obviously, like, there's no, to answer your question directly, it's impossible, because it depends on the type of trading you're doing, your sizing, how comfortable are you with risk? Are you going to break even on some? Are you scaling in? Are you scaling out? Like, if there's no like specific thing I can just directly answer, that would be a catch-all for all scenarios. Damn, this is... So it vomited, bounced right back, could not make a fresh high, and we are just right at 300. We are right at VWAP, and it's actually knocking on the door of a potential reversal, which I am not a fan of. So what was with the reversal? I feel like that's a good question. NASDAQ actually showed some strength. Mag 7 just hit another delta high, and S&P 500 is coming down a little bit, but overall the trend is clearly up. Well, as much as we can't break above 300, we're not breaking down below a VWAP, so I can't cry too much. I'm bummed that I'm sitting in the red. Like I said, I wish I had a much better fill. A 95 would have been a better fill, so I'd be slightly green right now, and I'd just be psychologically more comfortable. But like I said, it's not breaking down. If anything, they just swept it. They just barely pierced that previous low and then popped it. So almost trend line breakout. Matt, do you use VPS for trading? I don't know what the fuck VPS is, dude. I don't think I've ever heard of. What the hell is VPS? Fuck, right back down to 300. All right, we're struggling at a potential breakout. We got rejected right at IB. The flow on the S&P 500, it's going flat. The Mag 7 is still picking up. This is giving me hope. 5-minute is bullish. 10-minute is bullish. 30-minute. If we close right here in 17 minutes, it would be bullish. The 4 hours still bearish. On the NASDAQ, the 5 minutes trying to push. The 10 minutes trying to push. I'm okay. So as much as I'm happy that the Mag 7 is going in my favor and it's giving me hope, what's freaking me out a little bit is the 10-minute and the 30-minute on NQ are really struggling to actually switch trend. We just we wicked up. It might switch trend. It's just more often trend persists than switching. So I was hoping that the news would be enough of a catalyst to actually get this going, but it just hasn't happened yet. What's that? 351. So this is the 50, this white dash line right here is the 50% retracement of the overnight high and low. And it also happens to align with 350, which just by pure dumb luck is where I'm trying to get out on some of my accounts. Virtual private server? No. I thought you were talking about a ticker, VPS. I didn't think you were talking about like a tech thing. I know I've used VPSs for work. I don't use it for trading in any capacity, but I thought you were talking about like a trading tool or a trading ticker. I thought you were talking about something like directly related to the market. Why would you need a VPS for trading? Some people set up a VPS for exclusively for their bots. So you could set up a VPS and then also like failover. So if you lose power or data gets weird or disconnected, your bot is still trading for you. So like I've heard of people setting up VPSs to do that. It's not needed in my life. It's more so of to try to like mitigate any like unforeseen data drops or connection issues or something like that. VPS, is that more ICT garbage? Maybe. I thought when it was first asked that it was because we were talking about like trading strategies and methodologies. I thought that's what it was in reference to. When you're going to rent a Bloomberg terminal, that's not what Bloomberg terminal is. You don't. Like you just paid the subscription, but no, there's no point for me to get a Bloomberg terminal license. Why did the market get a huge bend just then? Because people decided to more aggressively buy than sell. As to why they did it, you would have to ask them. It sounds like it's because Iran signaled that they were willing to chit-chat and they were open to a dialogue. Then why did it dump? Once again, your guess is as good as mine. You'd have to ask people why they aggressively sold, aggressively dumped, and then aggressively bought again. Like what? Almost back to break even after all that fucking chaos. I'm just trying to lock it. I'm trying to max out my FFN accounts. Like I said, I'm trying to get to basically 2,500. Dude, I'm going to be so pissed if I held through all this just for it to get rejected at 49. I'm going to lose my mind. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, go green. Go green. Go green, brother. Go green. We're going green. Red. We're going green. We're going red. We're going green. We're going red. We're going green. We're going red. Well, after all of that, I've managed to be up $5. Managed to be up $5.
Just close the fucking door.
Yeah. Let's go, brother. Let's go, brother. Go. Fill it. Give me them tendies. I'm the tendy man. I'm coming for my taxes. I'm the tendy man. If the tendy man can. The tendy man can, cause he mixes it with love. What would be a better song? The tendy man can, cause he trades it with love. And he makes the world green. What's it? Rejection right there at 45. That was a new intraday high by like 3 points. We did get that trend line breakout. Trend lines. Trend lines. Yeah, we just barely made a new intraday high. The previous high was 43. We just hit 45.50. So we overshot it by 2 points. And not enough follow through to get me my fill. Come on, you asshole. Back to the IB high. Hopefully there's support found here at 317.50. Once again, that's the IB high. Looking for a reaction there. Shit. Come on, Tendy Man. The Tendy Man can, cause he trades it with love and makes the world more green. How do you get a trading bot like Piper? You make it. I don't know. Like, just make it. Come on. Come on, Tendyman. Tendyman. Go, 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 go. 5 minute bullish, 10 minute bullish, 30 minute going bullish, 4 hours still bearish. 5 minute bullish, 10 minute about to break officially bullish in a minute 12. 30 minute trying to go bullish, but still has 11 minutes to go. Speaking of Piper. Speaking of Piper. Oh.
No trace, no feeling, moon ain't a meme. That's a policy decision, rate cut, whisper. Turned illusion to precision, oh, red screens, hemorrhage, arteries blown. Margin call, sirens go straight to the bone. Group chats, ghost, dead silence on phones. One man.
Today is the 24th, right?
Same suit, same stare, same code as delivery, but the outcome swing like a violent epiphany. Either print you a bag or erase your identity from a single word drop with God's here authority. Say it, fucking say it now. Rip us to the sky or burn it to the ground. Print that money, flood the whole damn town. Or kill the lights, let the red rain drown. Say it, fucking say it out. Cause a grave, what's it about? One man talk, that's the route to a Lambo. Or wipe the count.
Oh, brother. Mag 7 is ripping. NASDAQ trending up. Shit, I'm just not getting any follow through on this one right now. We're on the struggle bus here. The red to green. On the struggle bus, people are a little apprehensive. I mean, the fact that it didn't get so like aggressively rejected as it did at 1055 still makes me feel good about 93 to 600. I'm just sweating it right now. I'm looking for that follow through. All right, if you're in the Discord, I'm trying to get a trade in. Oh, just got a fill. All right, if you're in the Discord, I got the fill finally. Got the fill. I'm taking a screenshot and tossing this one in. Are we going? Are we going? Is your boy gonna get double paid? Is your boy getting double paid? Trading chat. Where the hell is Thick Trats? No. Did they do me dirty again at 48? Son of a bitch. That's unfair. That's cheating. I want a refund.
Order filled.
There we go. All right, so I locked in on, so I'm already done on Lucid. Locked that in, dope. Maxed out my FFNs. That's a self-imposed ceiling because I'm playing with the consistency rules, so that's good. And now these ones, the Tradeifys, Take Profits, and the Legends. I guess I could theoretically run. I did just arbitrarily put it all the way up here at 400 just because it was $100 value and another 1.5K on top of the 1.9 that I made. I don't necessarily want to spend all day watching this whole thing, so I figure if that can hit, sick, why not take it? But I do need to sell. Okay, let me. Having a tough time getting in all my orders, team. All right, that order is in. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. All right, that trade is in. Let me throw in my orders. Don't forget your TPT Pro is intraday. That's exactly why I'm trying to not trend follow, and I'm trying to get out exactly at the peak high, 100% spot on. That's why I'm like, okay, if it could just fill here, not necessarily in the mode of like trend following, it would be, that's the way to max out my realized gain, and my unrealized is getting out at that specific value rather than letting it come back. You're 100% spot on. 100% spot on. Hundred percent. 100%. All right, threw in the orders. Tweet-based economy. Sometimes that's how it be. Sometimes that is how it be. Well, I'm trying to hang out with you guys. I know we're extra today. I'm just trying to see if I could get this, because then I'm done on the day. Then I'm done. If we can lock this bad man. Go. All right, I think we need to get the market. We need to get more like into it. We got to get better music going. Here we go. Let's go. This one's for America, folks. Put your hands together for America. Come on, brother. 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 You could do it. You could do it. Show me them tendies. I just wanted to kiss my exit. Come on, brother. Come on. Come on, brother. I need a good stock market joke this morning. Drop one, Matt. My life. It's a pretty fucking funny market joke. Go. Be mindful of profit taking right here at 6,600 or like really close to it. I keep watching that on my other monitor because I don't want to get caught up in like a swift rejection right there, or maybe right here. Come on. All right. This song did not help the market go higher. We need to switch it up. I got to find the right song to help the market. All right. Actually, we're seeing a rejection at the red to green test on the NASDAQ. Right there at 588. We got within, what, 7 cents of it? Come on. Go, go, go. Crying in the shower at night. But those tears, they shine so bright. Warrior tears down my face. In this life, I run this race. Mama calls. Didn't raise no bitch. Oh, fuck. Come on. Get back above 50.
Order canceled.
Come on, bounce out of here. The issue is if I go stop to break even and it finds support at the IB high, I get knocked out anyway. Oh, it all comes back to my really poor entry. And then that went up way too much, and I ate $1,000 already into my TPT. Fuck, dude. The unrealized drawdown is such a bitch. It's such a bitch. Come on, bounce out of here. Bounce out of here. Where are the buyers? Follow through. Bounce out of here. Get going. All right, this song didn't help much, but I think it improved all of our vibes. All right. Maybe a little Irish jig here will help us. Market not liking it thus far. Come on. Maybe it's because the stream's behind and it hasn't heard it yet. Come on, market. Shit. Take out 55. This recent high. 55. Take 55 out. Take out 60, really. Come on. Be a higher low. I hate this time of the day. It's such a trash time to trade. Maybe I just move my stop up to 32. At least that guarantees 11 points. That's $200. It puts me over 2K per account. 50. This push to 50 is where I got out of all of them, the first ones anyway. Go. This is the song. This is the song, dude. Go. There, this is going to help us. Shit. That's not good. Shit. Right there. Damn. All right, this is the IB test I was talking about. We have a swing low. 300, 292. Come on. The chart's still bullish. I just didn't have a good entry. This is still on me. I wouldn't have had to sweat this at all if I got the fill at 295 like I should have. Come on, bounce off of IB. What the hell is happening? QQQ rejected at that red to green test. Bitcoin getting hit. Oil going, uh-oh. What the fuck's happening? Five minute, 10 minute, 30 minute. All right, all bullish. 5 minute. See, it didn't actually get going. Look at that. First bar out, boom, smack. If it finds support here, I like that. But look at the 30 minute. The Nasdaq is having a really tough time actually getting bullish. If it can take out 56, I think we're golden. But that's a big if. You need the bounce right here off of 300. And then to take out this high for it to be a higher low. But right now it's a rejection. Fuck. All right. That song helped us at first. It helped us at first. It helped us at maybe Bullwhip. Trying to find all the bullish songs. VWAP is here at 292, 300's big, and then IB. So this whole zone, 290 to 320, this 30-point zone is now support. So obviously I'm looking for for this to bounce. I can't believe I was up 60 points. I mean, I was just targeting 400 or like 395 or something, and unfortunately it took a hard turn at 85. Right now, bounce off of 300. Let's pray it holds. I'll have a lot of confidence if we take out 56. Not only is it the recent high at 1131, it's this 10-minute bar breakout. It's the current high of this 10-minute bar and the 30-minute. So, like, I really, really care about this. How it sounds. Gurus go ghost when the red comes around. Feed on the fear like a feast in a drought. By the Nasdaq, decent. Mag 7 bouncing right back. S&P 500 bouncing right back. Some buyers are stepping up at VWAP. Buyers came in at 80. I still want to see it above 90. There we go. Come on. Take out 56. Pretty aggressive song. Scaring the market into submission.
Buy it, sell it, break it.
Come on, go. Maybe we need a little country music to really get this going.
Levels, levels. I'm stacking the levels. Build me a throne out of unrealized.
We just need to take out 56. Come on.
Dance with the devils. They whisper my losses and call them my name. Levels, levels. No need to be careful. Pain is our currency. Love is a game. Levels, levels. Levels, levels, levels. Never stop, never say, never say.
All right, we're going to switch it up a little bit. Maybe a little country will help it. I'm just looking for the breakout right there. 56. Come on, Toby Kohrs. Come on, Toby Kohrs.
Way too young to trust a broker in a shiny suit. Learn real fast what a margin.
Come on, country brother. That's what I like. Hey,
Dream thought I was Warren Buffett off of me.
Go. Go, brother. Go, brother.
That's when adulthood punched me straight in the mouth.
Fuck yeah, Toby. Fuck yeah, Toby.
Living fast, blowing cash, telling ourselves lies down by the after hours.
Go.
Learning life the hard way. Green candles feel better when it don't stay. Shorts get squeezed and so do we. Nothing humbles you quicker than IV. Yeah, we YOLO too hard, now we cold blue sleep. Learned about pain.
All right, big test upcoming.
Skip class watching futures at 4 a.m. Heart racing faster than my overdraft.
All right, we took that out.
Thought I'd quit my job by Friday close. By Monday morning I was selling clothes. Broker app sweating like a bad alibi. Every red tick whispering you ain't that guy. We chase just that hit like it owed us rent. Every wind felt earned.
Come on, get the break. We're right at it. We're right at it.
Until the bell rings and you lose it all. Diamond hands turn to paper real fast.
Go. Yeah, brother. Yeah, brother.
It teaches lessons in
the after hours.
Saw my ex with a guy who buys bonds. I was all in on dreams and zero coupons. Thought I'd age like wine. Turns out I'm dead, living proof. Confidence ain't profit yet. Down by the after hours, learning who you are when your net worth's lower than
Little bounce rejected at yesterday's close, bouncing off yesterday's low on the NASDAQ.
Yeah, we still chase green like it's destiny, cause hope trades heavy. In the after
Come on, hold 50. Hold 50, brother.
Still here. Still clicking.
Go, Toby. Everything's possible if you believe in Toby. In Toby, we trust. In Toby, we trust. All right, what's another song that get us going? What's another song that might get us popping? Maybe. I'm trying to find the perfect song that'll really help us. What song would bring us to the next level? All right, maybe a little hip hop, a little Kohrs. This is a little Kohrs. Little Kohrs is gonna bring us.
Oh, you still trading on a free app? Then that's cute. Yeah. Out here flexing on some paper games like that's loot.
Fake out.
You ain't got it. I put 6 figures before I'm even out of bed. What you got? Your bag holding options at a damn near dead. You see me rolling in the Benz, you wonder how. Why you selling your soul for a couple hundred now? I'm stacking chips, flipping options like it's a game. Too easy. You're out here chasing dreams, man, you're lame. I see you panic, selling, stressing, praying for a bounce. Meanwhile, I just shorted and I'm stacking big amounts. You're refreshing your screen, wiping sweat off your face. I just bought another watch just to fuck with my pace. You broke, I'm up, we ain't the same. Yeah, you know it. We trade for survival, I trade for the game. What's that? You flexing 100, that's minimum wage. Shit for real? I just made your whole salary, now back to my trade. Get that money, stack it high, don't play. Yeah, run it. I make more in a minute than you make in a day. Flipping stocks while you stuck in your grind. Out here, I'm out here balling, you just falling behind. Watch me rise, like you just sit and complain. Watch me, I'm in the fast lane, you stuck in the rain. I'm cashing in moves while you out here just waiting.
Order submitted.
Get your money right, or keep on just hating. Oh, you bought some cars, man, that's cute, you're still a rookie. Yeah, you know, I'm out here making 6 figs while you acting all lucky. You chasing that palm, thinking you're on top. You ain't fooling nobody. I'm shorting your whole portfolio, watch it drop. You trying to flip pennies, but your game is weak as hell. I make moves that make your whole account look bleak. So sad, you out here acting like you know the game. Looking lost, but you're buying at the top, looking lame. Keep watching, I'm breaking records, stacking fast. You mad? You stuck holding bags when I'm living life fast. Slow. You buy at the peak, now you crying for a dip. Sucker. Meanwhile, I'm stacking bags while I sip on my
I really
fifth.
don't
You
like
thought
this
you
time
had
of the
a
day.
strategy. Thought you had a plan.
It's just too much
But you was the
choppiness.
kid. I'm the grown man. I'm blowing up the market, you're just another clown. While you fighting for crumbs, I'm breaking it down.
Shit.
Bro, I'm up, we ain't the same. Yeah. You trade for survival, I trade for the game. What's up? You flexing 100, that's minimum wage.
Order
I
canceled.
just made your whole salary, now back to my trade. Get that money, stack it high, don't play. Yeah, run it. I make more in a minute than you make in a day. Flipping stocks while you stuck in your grind. Out here, I'm out here balling, you just falling behind. Watch me ride, you just sit and complain. Watch me, I'm in the fast lane, stuck in the rain. I'm cashing in moves while you're out here just waiting. Still waiting, get your money right, or keep on just hating.
Oh, I need this to get going. obviously I at least put my stop in at break even. So the worst case scenario is like just flat, which is, it fucks me up on the TPT accounts. On the other accounts, it's still fine because it's not unrealized drawdown. But on the TPTs, it does mean I ate into my buffer by like 1,200, which is over 20%. Come on, baby.
Does your memory glitch when I'm in the red? Do my losses taste like
Come on, baby. What's this high? 64.
or were you always short on the emotional edge? Cause I get the sense you track my worth in the swing between my gains and hurt. You said you liked me when I cared less. Translation.
Mag 7 is holding at the high of the day. S&P 500 is holding at the high of the day. Nasdaq's giving a little bit back. Come on. Let the kids play. Let the kids play. Let the kids play. Come on. Really struggling at 350. Take your money and go. I'm about to be at that place. I at least protected myself. The stop isn't at break even, so I'm not losing any money on this trade. Really does not want to hold above 350 here. We're just like pinned right to it. Oh, we had this one. Sorry. What else do we want? Here we go. This is how I feel about my trade. Come on. This is going to make me all emo about this trade now. We're just not trending. If it snaps 33, literally as I say that, it's about to do it. I'm probably fucked. On the flip side, if it breaks 56 again, I'm probably good. 50-50. If we break 94 on SPX, look at 6,600. Once again, looking for the snap of the intraday high and a test of the key technical, psychological, and gamma level of 6,600. On NQ, I'm looking for a snap of 64 and then a test of 85. And that's kind of in alignment with this current trend line right now. So I'm looking for a 64 snap. But really does not want to be chilling above 50. Come on. Come on. Come on, brother. The 10 minutes looking good. 10 minute seems as if it wants to pop. Shorter time frame is telling a slightly different story of hesitation. 5 minute bullish, 10 minute bullish, 30 minute pushing bullish on the NASDAQ. 5 minute, 10 minute, 30 minute, all bullish on the S&P 500. I'm really like the 10. I don't mind this push and this retest and the pop. It's the 30 minute that's freaking me out. I would really prefer we take out the last bar's high, which happens to be the intraday bar high. So I'd feel far, far better if we can snap 64 and then rip that to 85. We just took out that one. So that's done. Target one. Nice. No follow through though. The next one would be that intraday high at whatever the fuck it is. What is it? 85.25.
Order submitted.
Come on. All right, what's the best song? Country music worked before, it's gonna work again. Oh. It's gotta work. I short these stocks till the debt piles up. You bet the farm on a penny stock prayer. I hedge my bets like a billionaire. No time for dreams, I just cash them in. Every dumb fool's got a lesson to spend. They max their leverage, now they're on their knees. Bag holding hope like it's a disease. They die. Come on, get through 80. Laughing my ass off while counting my funds. They play the game like a Vegas drunk. I'm the only NASDAQ cowboy left these days. I'm a NASDAQ cowboy riding the tape. Sell side suckers get stuck in the wake. Leverage too high, that's a grave mistake. I cut my losses while they hit the brakes. NASDAQ cowboy, king of the trade. Stacking up green. Come on. Through the dust, through the dips. I'm the best fucking trader this side of the mist. Ain't got a lasso, just a keyboard click. Lock in my profits, then I. All right, SPY hit a new intraday high, but not quite 600. I'm gonna add alert so we know right when it hits 600. Come on, NASDAQ cowboy. No. No. Through the dips. I'm the best fucking trader this side of the mist. Rejected. Come on. It worked for a second. We can just figure out what the market makers are listening to. A little retest, a little trend line retest. Oh, hell yeah. A little Kohrs on the cob there for the audience. A little Kohrs on the cob. This is Toby Kohrs. Not to get confused with Kohrs on the cob. Fuck. Just get back above 50.
Look at you, big shot, trading like a king, swiping on your phone, thinking
Fake
that's
out.
the real thing. YOLO'd your rent, cause some dude on a thread said, bro, this can't lose. Now you're crying in bed. You bought the top, now it's dropping like a stone. Watching that red like it's carved into bone. Diamond hands, bro. Man, shut the hell up. Your account's in the
That was a
dirt,
brutal
now you're fresh
one.
out of
We
luck.
snapped 64. That's a fake out. Fuck.
Don't mess up your trades, don't play like a clown. The market don't care if you're
It's just diving.
You bought the dream, now you're stuck in hell.
And it even just took out this low. What a brutal fake out. Fuck.
Instead of the shield.
Unlucky. Unlucky.
Now you're a value guy, that's a damn joke. Made $100, now you act like you're woke. Bragging on Twitter about catching the dips. Meanwhile, your whole fucking portfolio slips. What's your game plan? Oh, you ain't got one.
Order
Buying
canceled.
ad open and selling for crumbs.
Order filled.
I'm closing. I'm closing. This is just, I'm not going to get lucky. I saw 2K every account. Like this fake out right here, it got going, took out one high, went to the other, and then actually got rejected so far, like so hard that we took out these other ones. It's just the chance of me getting knocked at break even was high. So, hey, while I had the opportunity to get above 2K, and I could always trade later, like I had to baby this position because it was such a bad fill. Like the fill was off by 20 to 30 points. I should have been at 95. I should have been in at 300. I should have been in really not even past 300. So then this shit happens. Like it was on me. I could have had more leeway to manage it more appropriately if I was a bit more, I guess, either earlier or later with my fill, and it just didn't happen. And if anything, I mean, if I wasn't talking to you guys, I probably could have taken this long again here at 295, but whatever. I hate this time of the day. This is not where I do well. And honestly, I have enough profit that I'm not like, what I'm concerned about is I did eat into my buffer on the pros. Like that's why I don't seem so stoked right now. It's because I have seemingly the worst luck when it comes to trading TPT. And when you go from their evals to their funded, it goes from realized drawdown to unrealized drawdown. So even though I made 2K, at one point my unrealized was about 1,000 higher. So I actually used up about 20% of my buffer. So that's why I don't seem so happy, even though I made so much money today. Speaking of that, how much did I actually make? Let's find out. Let's ask old ChatGPT. So that's why, I don't know. I'm not so, I should be happy. I guess I need to work on that, but let me load in this photo. Okay, we loaded in the photo. It's just, I have the worst luck with take profit traders. So hopefully I don't need that 5K of drawdown. Hopefully the 4K is enough. What is the total gain? All right, let's see what we actually made on the day. I suppose that was good management because like I did take some money out of it, even though I probably should have gotten out here at 32, but I guess I got out at 25. And like I said, I should have probably gone long at 95. It's just, I don't know. I don't like this time of the day. It's almost noon and it's choppy bullshit. So I'm going to call it. Not probably. I'm going to call it. So whatever these gains are, that's what it's going to be at the end of the day. It just is what it is. It didn't work. It worked out my way. Obviously, I made money. It didn't work out beautifully my way, but hey, it's going to be like that. So anyway, locking in 36. Before you guys yell at me, just so you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So out of that 36, 10,000 of it is on evals. So $26,000 in gains on funded accounts, and then another 10 on evals. I did miss this trade. That's where I should have been then this whole time, but whatever. I'm done now. So 36K a day. That's awesome. That's not even counting options, which technically I haven't locked in yet, but I'm not too far away from doing that. So looking good. That's it. That's what I have for you on the day. I hope you guys are crushing it. I managed to make some money. I could have done better, but hey, that's why we keep coming back to the world's largest casino. If you want to trade with me, GoonieTrading.com. That's how you get into the Goonie Trading Discord. And shout out to FFN, Funded Futures Network. Those are the 7 PV accounts I just got the $10,000 payout from. If you use that code Goonie, 40% off. No activation fee. And when you buy one, you get one. Crazy good deal, especially if you're a person who likes to trade 2 accounts. So that's pinned to the top of chat. That's in the description of the video. Also in the description of the video is the link to trading with me. Once again, GoonieTrading.com. Obviously, respect your risk. Trade with whatever way you really think momentum's going. Trade with your system. Be disciplined. And also be a little bit mindful of the time of the day. Right now, this is not necessarily an ideal time. It's kind of that lunch chop. So please be careful with all of that. So with respect to futures, I'm calling it a day, even though I do think this afternoon's going to have a nice move, even though I really do like this VWAP long bounce trade here. At a certain point, you just don't want to overtrade. I'm happy with the 36K, so I'm going to be calling it a day. That's what I have for you. I hope you guys do even better. We're going to be posting content later on today and then streaming once again tomorrow morning, 9 a.m., bright and early. I hope to catch you there. I appreciate all the good vibes. I'll catch you guys on the flippity flip. Peace.